Okay, I'll see if this works now. Got you. Can you guys see me now? Okay, now you see me. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to invite I'm here now. Okay, cool. Hey Gary, how you doing? Mike Serini. Having problems with the internet this morning, guys, so just bear with me for a second there. Let's see if I can get the Philly drone back in here. Thanks. Send. Okay, cool. Asgard Studios. Yes, yes. Okay, Drone Bum. Yeah, we're having technical problems this morning there, so the cams wouldn't be working on. I don't know why. Okay, there, Daddy of 13. You take care. Okay, there we go. So, guys, I sent you all the new links. See if that works. There you go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Now I'm back at the chat. Kevin, everyone smash. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, hit that like button, please. Asgard Studios, Gary Foster, did you get the link posted for you? $616 drones. Welcome. True Drone Reviews. How you doing, Brian? We're having problems with the hookups this morning. Yeah. I'm going to type in my email, Mr. Crawley.
Good morning, Roger.
Okay, hi. Man, I got problems typing this morning, for God's sake. Send me an email, Mr. Crawley. So does everybody see Paul Murray now?
Hello. Is everybody?
Yeah, you see Paul. Yeah, okay. Asgard Studios. I see Paul. Oh, no. I sent you the link, Drone Philly Drone. It's marked link 2, I think. I marked on it.
It's brownie time.
Yeah, there you go. Run. Asgard says, run. Can you turn it off again? Hey, Roger, how you doing?
Hello, sir. How are you? Paul, there you
Not
are.
bad. Hey, everybody, Philly drone. Okay, there you go. Cool, you got it. Hey, Roger. Everybody's in the house.
There I go.
Philly, the man, the myth, the legend.
Is this Roger? I thought you said you were in your 70s.
Yeah, that's what I said. No, I said you have a bald spot.
Yeah, you told me you were like in your 70s. Dude, you look younger than I do.
50.
50? Yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
not what I am, man.
You're 52, aren't
I'm
you?
52. Yeah. I thought at one time you had said that you had like 48 years flying or something. You were like, I got more years flying than you're alive. That must have been somebody else. I'm sorry.
It must have been.
That must have been Biff. That was the Biff guy.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's just my words of wisdom have fooled you into believing otherwise. That's all.
How you doing, bud?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Very good. Very good. Hanging in there.
Good.
Asgard Studio says, which Roger is on the panel? This is Roger
Both.
Price. If you guys just want to type your names at the bottom of the chat, everybody will know who it is, who's on. I think Mike is drinking too much Philly water.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Hey, Mr. Crawley's in the house.
So for anybody that wants to know, there's Raj, there's Roger, there's Mike or Philly, and me, Paul, as Brownie.
And it's Mr. Crowley here, master of the universe, known to all women as Zeus.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Mr. Crowley, how are you?
Good. Also known as Zeus, but I prefer Mr. Crowley. I guess my wife calls me Zeus all the time. It confuses me, you know what I mean?
God bless.
Like, Zeus, come here. Take care of my needs. Zeus.
Well, that's kind of it's got to be kind of anticlimactic having to come down and deal with us Earthlings, right?
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's cool.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, I have a drone.
Yeah.
Is your drone named Pegasus or?
Go.
No. Each one has a different name.
Oh, well, watch that music, guys.
Yep.
That's what got me one time. I was playing a video, and in the background, I was playing music. Actually, what they just sent me a letter. I opened up a link that somebody sent me on my daily show, and it played music, and it was just really lame music. But they said that is a strike.
Copyright.
If you continue, copyright strike. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I don't even bother opening up links anymore on my channel.
No, it's good that you brought that up, Mr. Crowley. So maybe you guys can help me. So I've been on a community strike for 90 days. Don't want to get, it was an algorithm thing that got messed up. Long and short of it is I deleted the video, so I couldn't appeal. I appealed it and then deleted the video thinking I was doing something good, but it was the wrong thing to do because there was nothing to appeal if they couldn't watch the video. Long story, strike stuck. Here's my question. Today is the 90 days, and it says expires on February 27th, right. 2019. So I tried to go live today, and I couldn't go live.
No, you got one more day.
So it
afternoon.
So go ahead, guys. So it expires. So I have to go through, listen to how that sounds. Expires today. So today it's over. It expires. So I figured that it was either sometime today or I would have to wait till tomorrow.
I think at 11:59 it'll expire, and tomorrow you'll be good.
Gotcha. Thank you, Roger. Okay.
On my other warning that I got from YouTube, they actually took my video.
Bastards.
They literally took the video. I had Mr. Crowley playing in the background, and all the drones were laid out. And then next thing I know, I get this flag that it's a copyright, and I go to change the video, and the video's gone.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a really bad thing. I've heard of actually that going on Facebook as well. Guy doing a live stream in his car or his truck or whatever, and had the music on it, just has the radio on, and because of that, of course, top 40 hits or whatever was playing on it.
Wow.
Yeah, he got hit because of that, and they took the video down off of Facebook. So Facebook is just as bad.
Wow. So what happens if you're not monetized? Like, I'm not a monetized channel. Or can you? Do you still get striked? I mean, and
Yeah.
or you still do? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because you're using.
Even if you're monetized, you get strike.
Yeah,
Sure.
you're using their material without their permission. That's the basis of it. It doesn't matter whether you're making money off of it or entertaining other people with it, which is kind of basically what they're looking at.
Right.
Yeah, and if you're not paying them percentages on what you're using it for,
Now,
they
Roger,
can haul it out.
is there a way around it? Can I put their names in the description? Can you give them credit in the description and get away with it? Is that a way around it or no?
I've tried that. In fact, one of my videos, the lighthouse, Cape Spear, most easterly point in North America. Anyway, I flew that a bunch of years ago, and I had learning to fly. You don't do that anymore. You don't put learning to fly as your music for a drone video anymore. That's like the worst thing you can possibly do. But anyway, I had it done before I knew any difference, and 4 years that music was playing on that video, and just this year they took it down. Copyright strike. So you can put that information in there. It'll help you maybe, but you know what I'm going to do now? This new guy who I think I met through here. Yes, I'm pretty sure it was the MU Music.
Yes,
I'm using him from now on. That's really good gear, and it's not top 40, and it's not country, and it's not it's just nice music, right?
But what you should do is that when you do your video and you want music on it and everything, you put your music on you want, then you put it in private. When you put it in private, YouTube will say right away if it's a copyright, and they won't give you a strike or nothing. You just tell
good idea, Roger. Good idea.
Because that's what Drone Pool does too. He puts it in private, and it tells you right away if it's copyright or whatever.
And then you can move it. Okay, gotcha.
Then you change the music or whatever.
How about that?
That's a good idea. I'll have to try that. Well, like I said, I'm going to try to use the MU music from now on.
Yeah.
I had no hits with that whatsoever. The last one I did, I used it. It's the first time I used it. And no strikes, no nothing yet. Wow. And I can't say that there will be, because all you got to do is you read his information. You got to read stuff. He wants you to copy and paste certain little 3 lines or whatever into the bottom, gives him credit for it. So that makes everything okay.
Cool.
Cool. I want to show you something. I was going to do this the other day, but completely forgot about it. I don't know if you guys are aware, but I know a lot of people are using iPads lately, and a lot of them non-cellular because it's cheaper, right? That's what I use myself. My new one is a 9.7, 32 gig. It's got the A10 Fusion chip in it, and it was less than $500 Canadian. So I said, I want that. I'm going to have that. But one of the things it doesn't have is GPS. And one of the problems with my iPhone 7, just to go back and give you a bit of history as to why I got this particular device, the iPhone 7 came out in 2 versions. One had a modem made by a particular company. I can't remember what the name of it was. And the other one was an Intel. And the only way to find out is you take the serial number or model number of the phone and put it into, you Google it or whatever, and it'll tell you which version of it, which modem it has. Long story short is this will not keep up with Follow Me. When I try to use GPS and using this as my control, and I wanted to reset my homes to where my phone is, it won't let me do that because the modem is not good enough in this. So, there's 2 different. A lot of people think Follow Me is the same thing as Active Track. Active Track is using visual, and what this is doing, using Follow Me, and to correct home points along the way if you're in a boat or something like that, which is really important. yeah, it'll reset the home point. So there's two different things. You have to have a really good GPS signal in order to use the ladder. So I got this on Amazon. It was $130. It's called a Garmin Glow. And it is fantastic. I'll use it even with the phone if I want to use the phone, because sometimes you want to use a smaller device. But it's Bluetooth. So you don't need to connect to the bottom, right? So your lightning port is left open. And this thing updates 10 times a second and uses GLONASS and regular GPS satellites. The accuracy is less than 5 meters. It's pinpoint. And where it updates quickly, if you're on a boat or something like that using Follow Me, updating 10 times a second, it's tracking you like nobody's business. So yeah, just something I wanted to throw out there today. $130 Canadian.
Asgard Studio says, I learned about the boat Follow Me the hard way.
So Roger, how does the home point work? So you're saying that your iPad doesn't have GPS,
right? It
Okay.
doesn't. Yeah, it does not have GPS because it's not a cellular unit, because that costs a lot more money.
So the cellular devices do have the GPS chip inside?
Right, but even this is better again than that.
Right.
So this is still a good investment for me, because my phone won't do it properly, even though it has it's obviously mobile cellular, but the GPS in that is not, because of the modem in it, it doesn't update quickly enough, and the DJI 4 app doesn't like it. It just says, no, can't deal with it. Right. With this attached, you get, again, updates 10 times per second. And it's down to, they say it's as good down to like probably 3 meters, which is more than good enough.
That Bluetooth connection, when that's connected to your whatever device you use it on, does it interfere with anything? Because now you have it's not interfering with anything.
No, because it's not. I guess it's the possibility. The possibility of interfering with Wi-Fi is possible, I guess, but where you're not. I don't use Wi-Fi when I'm out in the field. Gotcha. I'll get my maps and stuff before I go, or I'll tether to my phone to get my maps for wherever I'm to. I'll turn that off, engage Bluetooth, connect to this device, and it connects like almost instantly.
Wow.
And with that, it's the same thing as having a cellular device, except without the cellular. Because now you've got the GPS capabilities in something that's non-cellular. Gotcha. It's just that it won't work because it's not cellular. It doesn't have a way to do it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roger. Do you see the chat? Do you see the chat, Roger?
Yeah.
Okay. Drone Shot wants to know if you can post a link to it.
Okay.
For that.
Yeah.
And Star Cop said something too there. So just check out the chat, guys.
I'm so bad
Hey,
at that.
guys, give me a second. I'm just gonna go make another coffee. I'll be right back. And I'll leave that up to you guys.
Okay.
So Roger, when you have your iPad, your new iPad on, you don't the Garmin really doesn't affect that, correct?
Garmin doesn't affect anything.
Like you don't need it no, but I mean, I'm sorry, wrong word. You don't really need it to do it. In other words, it's not helping you in any way, shape, or form with your new iPad, right? Because you cache the maps at home, you get out to where you're going, you have maps, as long as you're not using Follow Me.
Having the maps is only part of it. That's half of it. Having the maps on there is half of it. The ability to see pinpoint exactly, like down to 3 meters where you are, not the craft. The craft has its own GPS. It's all how the craft knows exactly where you are. This little thing is what it looks for. When this is attached to Bluetooth on the iPad, it sees this as home. If I bring up that screen and say reset my home position, it automatically sees this, not where the drone is. Because if you do that, now you've reset your home point to wherever the hell the thing is at the time.
Correct. Yeah. See,
now,
you know why? It's because I never use that. I never use myself as home. I always use the craft. In other words, I always set my craft to land where it took off. So I always hit the triangle, the craft.
Now you do that on a boat, you're in big trouble.
You're screwed.
You're in big trouble because you're never in the same place, right? You might not even be underway. You might be just idling in the bay. You can't tell that you've moved.
Yeah,
30 meters, 50 meters, one way or the other. Now the thing has gone auto land at 9.5%. Yeah. And now you got to try to get that boat over there underneath.
Save you, absolutely. And
I'll pay $130 for insurance against that. Thanks for
that's an amazing little thing there. Yeah. That's something I may. I don't have a lot of use for it because we don't boat in Philly. But God, I wish I had some water next to me. But I would use it for movement because I would like to maybe change my positioning at times, and I'm always having to run back to my home point. It would be nice to, hey, have an update to where I'm at. And so but now the other thing is on my iPad Mini 4, I do have cellular, but I don't use it. I don't activate it. But the device itself does have a chip in it, you're saying, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I don't know much about the whole technical side of that crap, but
Raj, what most of you're talking about, Raj, is anybody that's moving while you're flying, correct?
If you're a moving position and you want to change your home point and have it update automatically, this thing will update your home point as I'm underway 10 times a second, so it knows exactly where you are. There's no guesswork. You stop the boat, you slow down. It's tracking you at 60 kilometers an hour or whatever across the water. You slow down to 4. It knows before you can do that. It knows. Okay, now you're only doing 7. Yeah. I see where you're 2. You were doing 60 before, and that's the accuracy that I like about it. It knows up to the second, 10 times a second, exactly where you're 2. So it comes to me, not a home position. It is a home position, but it comes back to me because this sits on top of my my Hoodman sun visor. Mikey, you didn't get to see that the other day. I'll show you that. Hang on.
Hey, Maz, this is my Marvin, the Martian. Don't switch from my P-22 modulated Voltron gun.
Yeah, I got the same one, Roger. That's the same.
Awesome.
Things in reverse.
What did you say, Mr. Crowley? Something about Thingiverse. I heard something about Thingiverse.
No, this is my Maz asked me where my Marvin Martian was. You know Marvin the Martian, the cartoon character?
Yes.
I'll shoot you my P-22 modulated Voltron gun. What happened to the earth-shattering kaboom?
Where is my uranium Q-35 thermal detonator?
Yeah.
The thing was in reverse.
Oh my God!
That's what I named this drone. This is a Martian too. This is Marvin the Martian.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna check out the chat, guys. Make sure I see anything.
I got Kevin looked after with the link.
Great to see you live, Philly Drone. Everybody, check out Philly Drone's channel. He's missing only about what? I think 700 now.
I gotta check here. I know I'm close. I don't know how the hell that many people would even look at my face, but
There's 2 Floyds in the house. Kevin Bowes, Star Cop, Mars.
Yeah, I'm 8 away.
Mike,
Lopez.
Yeah.
Mike, you have arrived because you're on the Canadian drone hunt.
I know. I'm telling you.
The epitome,
I'm telling you.
Louis P. Floyd missing 10 for 600.
Excuse me.
Interactive DNA. The iPad does the same. And you'll, this is Interactive DNA there. Check out the chat. See what he says. Yes, everybody, hit that like, please. You hit before on the first show. You can hit it again.
Yep.
Oh, cool. Yep. Let's hit it again.
Yeah, Interactive. I've done all kinds of research on this. There's a GPS in this and stuff. There is something wrong with this, but it's to do with hardware, and the hardware is just not good enough to keep up. But yeah, if you take my iPad and go out in the car and try to use it for GPS, it won't work. But if you tie this to it, it will work, and you will have a great degree of accuracy.
Yeah, and what you're talking about is in the car moving,
or on a boat moving, or whatever. Yeah. If you're tied into Wi-Fi, you've got GPS in your house on your iPad because it uses the the Wi-Fi signal as some way to locate where you're to.
Exactly.
But if you're out in the middle of nowhere with an iPad that's not a cellular, there's no way you're getting a GPS signal without that or something like it.
And even that's probably an enhanced version, because I know guys that have been way out places where their iPad didn't get cellular and they thought they had the lock and they didn't have the lock.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's another reason. That's another reason, good reason to have this, because if you're out of cellular range, and there's lots of places around here where you can be completely out of cellular range. No monthly subscription, Mike. I see what you're saying there. No, you buy this, and that's it. You connect Bluetooth to your device, and once that's hooked up, it sees it, and you can tell how much more accurate. Because in like Google Maps, you get the circle around you. Well,
Yeah.
if you notice, if you go to your iPad or iPhone GPS, it's quite big, and the minute you go to this, it becomes a lot smaller, because it knows a little bit more precisely where you're to, and it can tell your direction. It just picks up on everything so quick. It's great. I'm not sure what Gary's saying. Will your phone work better with Bluetooth instead of Wi-Fi? Disconnects using Bluetooth, so it doesn't use Wi-Fi. I don't use Wi-Fi in the field. I have no need to use Wi-Fi in the field. I don't generally do live streaming from the field, so in that case, I probably would use the phone if I'm in cellular regions or whatever, but it still wouldn't be Wi-Fi. But yeah, this is completely separate from it, so it doesn't interfere with the Wi-Fi. If you want to use Wi-Fi at the same time, I believe you can. I don't think there's any reason why not to.
Hey,
and I've tested that at home.
Hey, Roger Price. Mars had a good point here. He says, my tablet has no cellular, so I just hotspot it to my phone. Would that work?
No, and that's a good point. A lot of people think that will work. You are getting cellular, so it's triangulating off the cellular towers, but it's nowhere near as accurate as something like that, or even like, say, a phone with the proper modem in it will give you a greater degree of accuracy.
Gotcha.
Charotti's in the house. Explicit. Muscle car appraisal. 616 drones. Awesome epic adventures. Good day.
Will your phone communicate faster with your iPad on Bluetooth? I don't use the phone to connect to the iPad until. Well, I do that before I fly. I'll tether it to it, but that's just to use the cellular network to get the internet information that I need to download the maps for the area. Once that's done, and once it's on there, as long as you don't shut down your iPad, you can untether your phone, disconnect your phone, put it away. Then you get this out, and you connect this via Bluetooth. Now you got your maps. Now you got your location. Perfect.
Guys, I have to fly. I got to run up to the post office, but thank you for having me on. It was good to talk to you guys.
Also, you're going to send me that
Later,
box,
Mr.
right?
Crowley.
I'll see you at 1 o'clock. Don't forget, 1 o'clock today.
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
Be good, guys.
Later, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye, Mr. Crowley. Sean.
Yeah, Mike. Hey, Mike Sarney. Yeah, my hotspot works good for me too. I think what Roger's talking is mainly for if you're moving. That's all about just a boat, or if you're moving your home point. For what we use it at, for what we use, Mike, we're fine the way we are. Now, something like that would improve your accuracy, but I mean it's already landed on a quarter, so maybe we can get it down to a dime.
Yeah. I agree. It's like I've never ever on my drones in all the years flying ever used the following mode, but there are a lot of flyers that like to use all those extra modes. And if you're going to change anything, then that would be a great tool to have in your bag.
Yeah, the thing that I like better about Follow Me as opposed to the optical version of it, which looks at it and tries to keep it. You've seen those things break away from the objects before. Yeah. It might be a little bit more difficult for that to happen, perhaps on the water. But if another boat goes by, hey, I've seen it. Like you guys tracking a car, and another car goes by, and all of a sudden, oh, it's starting to follow that car. So just yeah, right. So when you put it in Follow Me, this is the beacon. So it doesn't matter. You can take your mind off of it. It's not going to break away from it. And when you're doing some of the speeds that we do on boats, and you're trying to track, to have it break away from it and not notice it right away, could be fairly detrimental. I don't like that. I like knowing everything's connected and I know where it's to at all times. So
Mike Kelly asks, is follow me and active track the same thing?
Sorry, the question again was?
Mike Kelly.
Mike Kelly.
Follow me.
Follow me and act. Okay, that's what I mentioned before. No, follow me is looking for a ping, right? And this is providing the ping. The active track is using an optical yeah, it's using the camera, and you know how you can draw a box around something, or if you you draw a box around it, sometimes it'll actually pick up it's a car, it's a person, it's a bike, or something like that. That's all done optically, and it can break away from that. And there are some demonstrations, some examples on YouTube of people doing the active track, again, on a vehicle, on a two-way road, and you're tracking this vehicle, and they're doing like a profile or whatever, and all of a sudden another car comes the other way. Well, it sees that other car all of a sudden, it locks onto that one instead. So with this, you're taking away the element of it's a car. Well, it doesn't matter if it's a car because you're following this. It doesn't matter what you're in, what you're on, what you're doing. It sees this and it will follow this. So it's not an optical thing. It doesn't need to see it. It sees it because it's a pinging GPS signal the whole time. I saw another question there that I was going to respond to, and that was, what about firmware on the drone? The firmware on the drone has nothing to do with it. The drone has its own GPS. The drone is up to date, and the firmware is up to date. But the GPS in the drone has nothing to do with this. The drone has its own GPS. It knows where it is. What this is doing is telling the drone where I am, and doing so very, very quickly.
In layman's term, it's just keeping an eye on the exact position of the pilot.
Yes, exactly, because this is always going to be with you. Now, if you take this and throw this in the ocean, you're going to have problems.
Yeah.
Mars said something here.
Star copy.
I've tested my PA4. You see the question? You see the,
Follow me is for the transmitter, but a lot of people think that the transmitter has a GPS in it. It doesn't. It's your device that you're using that's tethered to it that's providing the GPS coordinates, not your controller. Your controller doesn't have GPS. It just knows how to interpret the information to show you the pertinent stuff on the screen. But yeah, so it's two different things. That's a common misconception that I've found on the internet and doing the research with this.
Raj, have you checked on the new Enterprise? Now I've got two Enterprises. Okay.
Congratulations.
I've got the regular Enterprise that I got about a month ago, and the Duo is arriving today.
Oh, it's today. Okay.
But my question is, on there, it's doing a whole bunch of other things like tracking aircraft, it's tracking all kinds of things. It puts on the screen lat and longitude and all kinds of things.
Perhaps
is it running an enhanced anything?
It sounds to me that has what's called ADS-B.
Right.
ADS-B. And what ADS-B is on that version that you have, there's two different versions of ADS-B. There's a send, but basically there's a send and a receive. So what you have is a receiver. So aircraft that are close proximity within a round area, right, a radius,
right.
will be pinging out an ADS-B signal. All aircraft, all commercial aircraft and civilian aircraft have to have that when you're a certain size, and it's then your choice below a certain level. But what that does is it pings out. So your device is able to receive ADS-B information. It cannot send it out though. So aircraft won't see you. I'm not 100. You say you can see. You're saying that you're going to be able to see coordinates of other aircraft. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So it receives. It does not send.
Right.
So
right.
The other option is to do both. That's much more expensive, and that's probably why they didn't do that, because it would have taken up more space, cost more money.
Well, there's some guys that I put in the category of a little bit knowledgeable that says that those aircraft are capable of transmitting through the antenna system, but it has not been enabled yet.
That's quite possible.
StarCop says not mandatory till 2020 for ADS-B.
Right. Not mandatory. That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And he also wrote up on top, if I want to follow someone without them knowing it, I use active track.
Right. Because follow me is just follow me is not going to work because you're not in it with your device or
not unless you're the subject of the investigation.
And Mars says something up here. No, my P4 V2.0 uses the camera to follow you, not the app.
It's in conjunction though. It's the app. The way you draw the box around the screen, that's part of the app. Right, so it's optical. It's what the camera sees and what you specifically tell the application that you want it to follow because it's on the screen in the application. You put a box around it, it discovers what it is. That's what I want. You hit go, it follows that until it breaks away from it or you hit cancel.
So here's the thing with all them flight modes. So flying a drone to begin with is already a risk, right? And when we do these things, we want to lower our percentages of hurting people or hurting ourselves or losing our investment. And I have never to this date seen any flight mode work even more than 75%. They're all just not that good. They've gotten better.
Mike, you definitely wouldn't set a flight mode and walk away and not pay attention.
Absolutely.
No.
But like even with these follow me's and stuff, I mean, I've seen so many videos where it's just like Roger Price said, you know, it's tracking a car and then it just grabs another car and starts to go, or the active track where it's not supposed to hit the tree and then boom, it hits a freaking tree. It skips 10 of them, but then on the 11th one it hits. So well, here's my thing. Hold on. So if you're already controlling the drone and you're already doing all that, why not just learn how to fly and do it yourself? And
absolutely.
Total control.
I think that should come first.
Yeah,
that should come first. And just to go back to the differences in the two, what you were just saying there a minute ago, and how they fail sometimes.
Yeah.
That whole optical active track system is based on contrast, basically. Wow. So if you're trying to track yourself and you're in a field full of white snow and you're wearing a black jacket, it's going to have less difficulty.
Correct.
If you're trying to track yourself and you're wearing a green jacket and you're in the middle of a plush green field, it's going to have issues because it doesn't see the contrast quite as well. This takes that out of the mix because now again it's a direct connection. It's looking for where's that, and it doesn't care about contrast, doesn't care about lighting or anything else.
Smith FPV, good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Hi, Canada. Primitive, good morning. Good morning. Mars, Kevin, Dalton Drone Zone. We have on the panel this morning is Roger Price, Philly Drone, and Paul Murray. And everybody check out Philly Drone. Check out his channel. He's not missing his goal this morning. And Roger Price also, check out his channel. You guys just want to type your name, say hello at the bottom of the chat so they'll check out your channels.
Bam.
Philly's got some great videos on his channel.
Oh, thank you, Paul. Yeah, I think it's all crap, but that's just me.
Blizzard FPV says that's why I like the flying. To fly it myself. DJI is cool, but costs way too much.
Okay.
Yeah, it do cost a lot of money. Yeah.
I see 616 wants a demonstration of how to connect. Let me grab my iPad. That's an easy demonstration. One sec, boys.
Okay, great.
Yeah, hey, Paul, these flight mode things, when I first got my Phantom 4 Pro, I was all into trying the flight mode things, and I forget what mode I tried. It was one of them course lock things. And long story short, I put the thing in a tree because it was that mode where like a home lock where you push back and the drone always comes back. You push forward, the drone always goes forward. Yeah. Problem with that was if you're looking at the FPV and doing that, it don't always work. So that's what I was doing and I put the drone right into a tree. Thank God there was no damage. But from that point on, I never turned another flight mode on. And it actually worked to my benefit because it forced me to learn how to do all the turning, all the circling, everything on my own. And I just totally forgot about the flight modes. And they're cool, though. They are nice to have, and they're great. I love that it has them. I just I don't use them. That's just for me. You know, I can see why other people use them.
Okay. You ready for this?
You're on.
Okay. All right. So I got the new 2018 iPad. I got it. It's, I think in your neck of the woods, it's $329 and down in the States.
Yeah.
Up here, it's $429. So including our wonderful government taxes, this cost me less than $500. And it's got an A10 Fusion chip in it. And I'm a subscriber to Drone Valley. And one of the things he said about this sort of thing is you strip these things down and you use it for what you want to use it for, and you don't have a whole lot of ridiculous apps that you don't want to have on here. So I do have YouTube on here and a couple of GPS things, but other than that, it's pretty much stripped down. But anyway, so you go into your settings. But before I go into settings, there's a button on this. This is USB, so just a standard USB, mini USB. This thing will go for like 13 hours or something. It's ridiculously good on battery life. And when you hold down the button, that turns it on, and then you'll see that's the power light, and then the one in the middle is your pairing light. I turn on my Bluetooth on my iPad. I'll just put this down here for a second. I'll show you now. So as you can see, it comes up on my thing. It says Garmin Glow. You only need to do that once. And then every other time, it's probably, you just hit it, and it will hopefully connect to it. It takes a little bit longer the first time, less the second time, and then it's almost instant if you do it the third time, if you don't power down your iPad, because it kind of knows where it's to then. So that says connected right now, and you can tell because the blue light on this is solid now. So that means I have a connection on this. So now I'll even turn off Wi-Fi because I don't want you to think it's using Wi-Fi, and I'll just go into Google Maps. Now, how am I going to do this without giving away my thing? I'm not going to be able to.
Without giving away, hold on, without giving away your what? Where you live?
My position.
From my living room. Send it on YouTube. Come on, let's see where you're at, Raj. I'm coming to see you.
Yeah. You and about 1,000 other people.
Yeah.
Next thing I'll know, I'll have the officer showing up at my door. We'll have one of those parties that everybody seems to love so much. The other thing you need to do that I forgot, of course, is to have location services on. Once you have location services on, you can go into your maps, and I'm just going to show you this because...
Well, zoom it way in and we won't know where it is.
You kind of won't. But yeah, as you can see there, that's putting a very, very small...
Yep.
A very, very small thing around me, and it's actually it's moving because it's updating right now. It's and how GPS works. It takes a little while for it to get perfect, but once it's perfect, man, oh man, it's something else. It knows it can watch me moving around the house, and that's from inside. So outside, it's going to be 10 times better. So that's no Wi-Fi on, just Bluetooth enabled, connected to this. So the capability is with the machine, is with the device, but without this, it can't know where it is without using Wi-Fi, unless you have cellular, of course. So there you go. Questions, comments, concerns? Philly's gone AWOL.
Primitive says my drone has no throttle; it's full throttle.
A switch. It's just an on-off switch. You just go and stop. Yeah. Something new that I got. I just figured I'd just mention it, seeing as how there's a bit of dead airspace. LumaFusion. I have not used it yet, but everybody says it's all the rage, so I'm going to be checking that out. That's about the only thing I've got on there now, besides the app and maps and stuff.
A lot of good things about the LumaFusion.
Yeah.
couple people of mine because of the great sale on that iPad have gotten that newer version, and everybody's been downloading LumaFusion. And you know, that's what I need, something that's kind of, you know, powerful but yet easy to use. And that's from what I understand, that's what it is. It can almost give you, it's like a full editing software, but real easy and you know, easy to do. It's easy,
user friendly, right?
There you go. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
User friendly.
Yeah, there's a lot out there in that stuff too, and some of it can be fairly complicated, even though it's free or cheap or whatever.
Correct.
Or whatnot. I've been using I forget what it's called now, but I'm getting okay with it. Video pad editor, but
Gotcha.
I'm gonna try LumaFusion.
You do not need Wi-Fi for GPS.
No, you don't need Wi-Fi for GPS.
I switch on mine to hold 50% throttle. That's Blizzard. I swear that I set a switch on mine to hold 50% throttle. Okay.
Mike says, I have an iPad 9.7 that has cellular capabilities. Is that basically the same thing? Same thing as what? It has cellular capabilities, which means it has GPS, which means it does have the ability to tell you what your location is. So you don't need to connect to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or anything like that. That will work, but your accuracy is not going to be on the level of what this can provide. And you can use that even though you have cellular. You can just tie this in using Bluetooth. It'll be that much more accurate and safer.
Well, Raj, it would be safe to say that he's better off with that than not having it. But the alternative is, if you really want to increase your accuracy, is get one of those.
Yeah, and it depends on your situation. Like obviously, like I said, I fly from boats and stuff like that, and my accuracy it needs to be at that level. If you only fly in fields and stuff like that, then you know, using your iPad 9.7 with cellular, which has GPS, is going to be fine for you, because at least it's, you know, I mean, you've got GPS signal and that will work. But for accuracy, you can't beat this. But now I need it. That's why, you know, I can justify spending $130 on it.
Sure.
You probably don't. So I can't imagine everybody's going to justify the cost there. But if you do need high accuracy, then that's the way to go.
Well, there's basically several different levels that people, just like you mentioned, Raj, know where you're going to fly primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Know what your expectations are.
Mm-hmm.
Understand radio interference and what kind of equipment you're using.
Mm-hmm.
And then, if you're going to be moving or be in any kind of a situation where it's important to pinpoint your location, then identify that. And then once you get all that, then you're ready to go. Because I just sold my 2 Inspires because they were using Lightbridge, and Lightbridge isn't as good as AccuSync, and AccuSync outflies Lightbridge 1,000%.
It does, and that's amazing, really, to see that come that far in such a short period of time. I remember when Lightbridge came out, when I was still building drones, the DJI flame wheel stuff, and it was, oh my God, was it ever expensive? And it wasn't that many people that I knew that had gone and purchased it. There was a couple, but they were basically commercial operators. But AccuSync, and I'm sure AccuSync 2 is that much better, but for me, I got the basic Mavic, and that AccuSync, man, oh man, in a good a Wi-Fi free environment, or a non-congested environment of frequencies of all different sorts. I've only been out to 2 kilometers before I've gone, okay, that's about far enough. Now I'm out over the water. The only thing that's going to happen is I'm going to lose my drone if anything happens. It's just gonna ditch, right? So I don't mind doing those kind of distances in that situation, or in the fields and the farmlands and stuff out back of where I'm to. You can just go for days in through the country, but 2 kilometers is about where I cut it off. Yeah, but it's amazing.
And the other thing too is always be aware of the environment in which you're flying and the way environments change. Just because you can fly the distance a year ago doesn't mean you can fly today, because more and more people are carrying Wi-Fi on them. You know, even cars driving by now have Wi-Fi links in the cars. And the interference and the radio interference and electronic interference is growing astronomically every day around the world.
That's why I say, do yourself a favor, do your make it part of your checklist. Don't use your car like, it's just me. I try to stay away from metal. Now, I haven't had any issues with this, but I did with a unique product, 2 of them, in fact. But I you know, if I'm not using my phone, if I've tethered and got my maps and all that stuff, I will hit. I'll either turn it off, or because I can't answer. I don't want to answer my phone while I'm flying. That's ridiculous. So a lot of the times I'll just turn it off, make sure it's not transmitting. I get away from my car because I don't want that kind of interference. And yeah, assess your situation, where are your power lines, you know, for physical things you can run into and all that stuff, not just for EMF interference or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, it's especially bad from what I'm told, in particular with the Mavic Air in urban areas, because of all the Wi-Fi stuff going on.
It's pretty. The Mavic Air is pretty useless in the city. I have all the drones, including the Lightbridge ones and the AccuSync, all the way up to AccuSync 2.0, and I have 2 Mavic Pros, just the regular AccuSync, and that's pretty on par with the AccuSync 2.0. The distance, I can obviously go further with 2.0, simply because when it gets range, it automatically switches over to 2.4. Yeah. Now I can choose to go 2.4 and have it shaky in the beginning, and then when I get out there, it's the same difference. My Lightbridge is fine too, as long as I get height and out of that bubble. As long as I'm above, you know, let's say 300 feet, even the Lightbridge will get me pretty good distance, nowhere next to the AccuSync, because you have to switch around. But I'm saying that to say this: the Mavic Air is useless. I literally cannot go 1,200 feet away from my home point where I live.
Yeah, but if you took that up to one of those fields that you've seen, you know, in some of my videos, if you take that up to one of those places, you'll probably get like a kilometer out of the Mavic Air or more.
Yep.
That's why I keep it. I keep it because it's a fantastic drone when it's not in. I've had it out in Jersey, and I've had it on a beach, and I loved it. I loved the fact that it was so small, and I didn't care. You know, the Wi-Fi isn't affecting you there, and other than the noise I can live without, but I can get over that. But I love the camera on it, and it's just so freaking cute. I just could not get rid of it. But in the city, it has to be AccuSync. It has.
Well, Mike, you suffer from the same thing most of us do. Yeah. Is when we buy drones, we don't just buy a piece of equipment. We treat them like family. We fall in love with them.
Yeah, dude, I put mine to sleep at night, Paul. I mean, you think I'm kidding, but when I put them back in their case, I cover them. I got a rag that they get covered. I got all that. And it's so funny. You would laugh. Did you ever think, like when you buy a pair of shoes or something, you get that little things. What do they call it? That take away the water, the evaporation shit. What do they call it? The little packets.
Yep.
I have thousands of them packets in every freaking drone case I own to suck up any moisture.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. That's a very good point, because I do the same thing. There's at least 4 or 5 of those in my bag, and it's just all it is just to wick out any moisture.
There you go.
Keep your electronics dry. Silica gel.
And that's just a case of loving your drone.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. That's right. You know, I have 2 Mavic Pros, and I want to sell. I mean, I am so broken hungry right now. You guys would and I got all these drones, and I got 0 money, and I want to sell one, and I cannot let one go. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't think I forgive myself.
Mike, when you do it, when I let go of my Inspires, you know, I debated, and it was like, and I want to call them, you know, sold them on eBay. I want to call them and say, hey, can you put my drone on the phone? You know.
Just hold it up. Let me see it.
Yes. Can I say hi?
Yeah.
Hey guys, you want to take just a look in the chat there? Check out the questions and whatever. I'm going to say hi to a couple of people in here. Stark Cop, Louis B. Floyd, Delta and Drone Zone, Primitive, FPV, Daddy of 13. We long for 5 gig. Yeah, I long for 5 gig here too. Believe me. Mars.
Hey, Lewis, I didn't say hi to you early, but hi. I've been on with Lewis before.
Robert Stratton, how you doing? Hatley's famous. Yeah, you don't have 5 gig in the desert, that's for sure. Yeah. Interactive DNA. Blizzard FPV. Lewis B. Floyd. Yep. Good day, everybody. Mike and Kelly. And please, everybody, hit that like button. Thank you. Michael Grooms, doing in Debbie Army Mod Squad. Hi.
Yeah, and if anybody has any questions, we'll try and get to them.
Yeah, talking about
the rolling. My God, what'd you do to deserve that weather? It's doing minus 22 here this morning Celsius. It's minus 7 Fahrenheit now. The weather went up. The temperature went up since this morning. Not bad.
Mart says now he wants what I got. Yeah. Oh, you can listen. Just put in Garmin Glow, GLO. You will find a deal on it somewhere. They're all over.
I would imagine they're on Amazon, right? Too.
Yeah, that's where I got mine. Yeah, but mine is a Canadian. It was a Canadian link, and it was well over. It was 280 characters, so I couldn't put it in there.
So I think the real question is, why does Paul have 2 enterprises?
Well, here's the deal. Okay.
I can't believe you're asking that question.
I know. I'm very jealous. Very upset.
I initially ordered the original Enterprise, and then within a day or two, they came out and had the Enterprise Duo. And I tried to cancel the Enterprise, and they said no, they'd already shipped it. Now I could have sent it back, but
you're not sending it back.
But what I also found out is the Duo doesn't have Zoom. The Enterprise, the standard Enterprise, has the Zoom camera. So now I look at it like this. Well, now I got an Enterprise with a Zoom, and I have now a thermal imaging RGB camera on the Enterprise Duo.
Gotcha. Exactly why I kept the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom. I bought them both to see which one I would like better. And then when I got them, I thought, well, now I have a drone that zooms, and now I have a drone that doesn't zoom. How can I send my back? I love them both.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing, too, that I've learned over the years on buying copters, all different brands, all different sizes, is we buy and covet them at this price up here. But then when we go to part with them, it's somewhere down here, you know. I had an XT camera, thermal imaging camera for my Inspire. I paid $8,500 for it. Wow. I sold it 6 months later. The best I could get was $3,200.
Oh, ouch! Ouch!
And the worst of it is selling. You know what I don't like, and I didn't like this when I was selling a couple of sport bikes that I had in the past, because I'm an experienced rider. I'm a safe rider, and I spent a lot of money on my machines. And when I did get around to selling them, I did not want to put it up on the local sales sites and stuff like that, and deal with the people that were going to be coming to look at it. Yeah. And when it finally came time for me to sell, I sold it straight out of the Honda store that I was working at the time, right off the floor, as a private sale. I did not want to let this guy go with my bike. And the same thing applies with drones. Like, you know, the last drone I sold it to a cop. I had no problem with it because, hey, you know, it's just, you know, right? It's just a level of maturity and whatnot like that. But the last thing you want to do is to sell it to some 16-year-old kid who has no clue and just want to throw it up and go, right? Yeah. You know, it's going to be disastrous for him. He's probably going to be crying inside of a week because he's lost his drone.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, the only thing I parted with that I never really looked back on was all 3 of my wives.
Yeah.
Just took me once. Once was all it took.
I'm smarter than both you guys. I never married.
There you go.
Oh, I never. You don't have to do that. Don't you think you're off the hook, buddy?
No. You just live with them, Roger. That's what you do.
Right down the middle, buddy. Mind your P's and Q's. I lost a house over this.
Oh,
No marriage.
Oh.
And a snowblower and anyway.
Yeah, a snowblower. Screw the house. I want the snowblower.
I took the snowblower.
Well, you can get plenty of snowblowers, Roger, if you know what I mean. They're all over the place.
This was a Honda. The Hondas cost a lot more money, and they're very, very good.
It was a blonde blower. Gotcha.
That's right. You got it.
Yeah.
Do you know who this guy is up here? Anyone?
Is that Frank Sinatra? Who's that?
No, sir.
It's out of frame. All I can see is is right. Oh, there we go.
You know who that is?
I do not.
Wow, guys. You're familiar with the Tragically Hip?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know it is. I can't remember his name. Sorry.
Gord Downey.
Yeah, Gordy. Yeah.
You know who this guy? You know who this guy is?
That's you, probably.
It is actually. that is actually me. I went to a track and learned how to do it right, and it spoiled me. And that's the bike I was talking about. I sold that bike to some guy who drove a police interceptor that he bought at an auction. That just gives you an idea of who I was selling it to.
Yeah. So you passed it on to a real bike guy.
Not so much. No. When he came back about a week later with when I was working at the store, he dropped into the shop and he said, "How long can I let this go?" And he pointed at the fork seals on the bike, and I almost cried because they were just bleeding fork fluid out all over the brake calipers and everything. I'm like, you need to fix that now, dude. You cannot. That's not a matter of when you need to fix it. It has to be done. That's not safe, right? So
it wasn't being gingerly ridden or covered at night and tucked into the garage.
When the fork seals were perfectly fine when I sold it to him, and he comes back a week later with both of them blown out, guess what he was doing?
Wheelie.
Yeah, but not very good either, because I lay wheelies down nice and soft.
Yeah.
Right. This is a guy who's learning them, but he's going wham, 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 and you do that 11 times in a row in one ride, and I guarantee you're going to see liquid coming out of your forks. It's not good anymore. But yeah, that's another thing I've always had a passion in is motorcycling. That's one of 5 motorcycles I've had. 2 of them sport bikes. That's probably the best one right there, though.
If I got one of them things, I would kill myself within a week.
It's good that people understand that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I ride a cruiser. I wouldn't even you wouldn't catch me dead on one of them because I would be the guy doing wheelies up and down, the avenue. It's too much adrenaline. It's too much speed.
You got to be careful where you point it.
Yeah, it's too much.
I started on a cruiser. When I started, it was Honda Shadow 500. That was my first bike.
My first was 1100, Honda Shadow 1100.
Yeah,
I love Hondas, Suzuki's.
Some of the best advice I ever got was when I was a young buck, and the first time I was in a nightclub pickup bar, and some guy reached over and gave me an elbow and says, "You got to be careful where you point it." So I understand.
Yeah. The thing about sport bikes is you're dealing with and a cruiser. Cruiser is generally a V-twin. Doesn't matter what the displacement is as much, although it's good to have high displacement because you can do highway a little bit better and keep your speed a little bit nicer and stuff like that. But you got 2 pistons going up and down on a 45 degree. That can only rev so high. Right. So you can't really get yourself in danger as quickly as you can with something that spools up to, like in the case of this one here, that one will do a 12,500 RPMs before it redlines. I can exceed the speed limit and then some in first gear. Yeah, I don't even need to change to another gear. I'll break the speed limit in first. So that's what they say about be careful where you point it, because once in the low end of the RPM spectrum, so you get your sweep. So if you're down here starting off, that's very, very low power. But once you start getting up and around 7, 8, 9, 10, that's where it's making power that it makes it a little bit harder to control if you're not ready for it. And that's the problem a lot of people get into on sport bikes. They're going into a turn, they want to go a little bit faster. Well, they leave it in too low of a gear, so it's spun up like that, where it would be better to be in a higher gear and then a lower RPM to go around. You're still doing the same speed, but you don't have that twitchiness of it's up there, because when that's up there, you back off on the throttle, you're almost going over the handlebars.
They wind
And
up
you
going straight
do
through
that in
the
a turn. Yeah, you do that in a turn. What ultimately happens most of the time, they target fixate because they realize, oh, I'm in trouble because the bike is not turning as much as I wanted it to.
Exactly.
They're thinking handlebars. It's not handlebars at that point in time. If it is, it's to push away from you on the one that you want to turn towards. And they lose that for a second, and then they target fixate. And the target fixation is what gets you, because now they're looking at the guardrail on the outside instead of the inside of the corner where they want to go. Look where you want to go, not where you don't.
Yeah. Well, Raj, I would imagine you ran into a whole bunch of people that didn't understand the laws of inertia either.
Right.
That's basically it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. My mind works that way. I like physics. So I like, thinking about stuff like that. And I've always had a good knack for figuring stuff out and how it worked. And that's why I went from a 500 Shadow, a 1984 500 Shadow. I went to, in 2006, 2005, I bought a CBR 600 RR. So I went from a cruiser to basically a replica race bike. But I threw the book out on what I knew. I know this thing is different, and I know it does do that because I did a lot of reading on it, and I took my time. I did what's called short shifting, which is instead of going all the way through the rev range and getting up into that meat and potatoes area, it's not necessary unless you want to continue to build speed. So you grab second earlier. You might go to 6,000 RPM, grab second. Now you're kind of chugging along. You're still doing 70, but the motor's not up here doing this because that's dangerous. Right?
Hey, Raj, you're a guy that understands and controls speed. Have you ever thought about getting into the X-class drone that does the 125 miles an hour and that type of thing?
Is that to me?
Yeah.
I don't do race. I don't do race drones.
Yeah, I'm frozen here.
Yeah, I don't do race drones. Right now, I've had many, and I started with building them. But I'm limited now by what the Mavic Pro can do in sport mode. I'm not one for speed. I mean, everyone loves a good speed run every once in a while. It's like you got a couple of people around you showing them what, you fly the thing off, and then you kind of, get yourself under and you go for the field goal.
Let's pick up the chat, guys.
Go!
See what the guys have to say in the chat. Blizzard X says he had a Honda 250R racing trike.
Oh, yeah. That's a Widowmaker. Yeah.
So, hey, Paul, do you do any race droning, Paul?
Yeah, as an old guy, I like it pretty much in the saddle, low and slow.
Exactly.
It's like
that's what she said.
Social media says he had a 10-speed bike. How's that?
You should try it. You should try it just to make a better pilot out of you. That's what drew me to it, to learn to see if I can control it. And then it is very, very addictive to get into that, because it's sort of like what Roger's talking about. It's just total craziness and adrenaline rush. And then you're right, the calmness and the serenity of the camera drones, you can go back to that.
Yeah, well, the only thing, Mike, I think is because I visually am always framing everything and trying to get that perfect thing, and to have that part of it equation just hanging onto your ass and flying like a wild man,
That's just what it is, too.
I think I would fall over with a stroke.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. That's about right. I'm telling you, man. But I'll tell you, there's no better natural high in the world than doing a backflip through a 200-foot tree at 85 miles an hour. It's amazing. And you literally, the weirdest thing that I don't understand. Well, I understand it, but you're standing in one place with goggles on, and yet your stomach feels like you're on a roller coaster. So your brain is being tricked so bad that you literally can feel what the drone is doing, and you're standing in one place doing nothing. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I saw a guy one time. he was kind of new into FPV, and he was standing in the park, and he was going like a bat out of heck in an open field, and all of a sudden he did a flip, and he fell over.
Yeah. Same here. Same here. It's an old. Was he an old guy?
Yes. He fell over because of he thought he was going over, and he fell over. You know.
Same here. My son caught me. I can't tell you how many times. Dude, when I first started, I had to get a folding chair and put it in the center of a freaking football field. And finally, he's like, "Dad, you need to sit. Dad, please just sit."
Yeah. After his initial fall, he took his goggles off and he looked around like, "Anybody see me?" You know.
There's a guy I used to fly with. I don't fly with him as much anymore, but I used to fly with him quite a bit back in the day. And there was a bunch of us, bunch of locals used to go to this field. Anyway, his nickname was oh jeez, what's the piano player's name? The blind guy. Does this?
Stevie Ray Vaughan. I don't know.
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder. I used to call him Stevie Wonder because every time he had the goggles on, as soon as he put on the fat sharks, he started flying.
Yeah.
That's what we call it, this Stevie Wonder effect. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to watch, actually.
Amazing. Yes, it is. It is. But I'll tell you, in fact, I'm so grateful for it because a little while ago, a few weeks ago, my Mavic 2 is having barometer issues only when it's cold. So it has some kind of cold issue. Now, once it's 40 degrees, it's perfect. But at about 25 degrees, the barometer just dropped. The drone is literally like taking an air out of a balloon. It just drops from the sky. And without the experience of a race drone and learning how to control the drone with throttle, I would have crashed it a number of times. And so soon as it happened, it was just instinct to catch it with the throttle. And sure enough, I was able to catch it and bring it home. But you know, I was so grateful for it. And you realize just all that other stuff. And my love, I'm like you, Paul. My love is framing things up and just soaring through the air calmly and just so. But it was just so that it's time very well used, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah, it's a good learning experience too. Because I tell you what it does for you. I'll state that I think if you can fly using anything basically that doesn't have GPS and doesn't have all those other helpers on it, if you can fly FPV with something reasonably quick 4 times in a row and not completely trash the thing, you're going to be okay. You're going to get it because your brain starts thinking from that perspective, and it starts to understand, okay, if I do that, that happens. If I do that, if I do both of those, okay, I got this, right? And you can keep yourself out of trouble as long as you're aware of the fact that if you're going over a set of trees, you're going to need to be high enough if you're going to try to turn around or be well before it, and that's a learning curve, right? So you don't want to, as you're turning around, but end up crashing into the trees, right? So situational awareness comes into it.
What else it is when you learn how to fly acro, they call it, and acro basically takes out all the stability and it now makes the stick fully work. So if you push down, you do backflips. You push forward all the way, you do front flips. And what it teaches you is very small, minute movements. So after flying a couple of batteries in acro at 100 miles an hour, and then you pick up a Mavic 2, man, oh man, do you feel so dialed in, and you're so much more able to make them small turns, and that cinematic shot just gets so much easier. You almost wish you can do a roll or something, but there's calmness in it. But it's very helpful. I can't wait for the weather to break so I can get back out there.
Well, Mike, you can do a roll or a flip with the bigger drones. It's called crashing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's called very expensive roll.
Hey, Wakey RC, how you doing this morning? Baduba FPV, how you doing? The Walker fam, how you? Hi. 400 AGL, Mel, nice to see you here this morning. Mars rolling, okay. Yes, thank you. Everybody, do hit that like button. Thank you. this morning on the panel, we got Roger Price, we got Philly Drone, and we got Paul Murray. So everybody check out everybody's channel. And Philly Drone's only missing a few people to hit his goal this morning, guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my 5-inch when a DJI quad video.
Oh, Paul, what do you got? What? Oh, it's gone.
What's the matter now?
I got more.
Oh,
Oh, I missed it. Are you eating? I missed it.
what do you think he's
Let
eating?
me. There you go. Oh, I like the little shake too. The little.
I'd say, Paul. Wow, you eat
Dude.
a tray of those, and once every 3 days, don't you?
3 thick. It's 3 deep, dude. That's not good.
You got the first row gone. We're gonna need to see a picture before we sign off later.
That is a box of
Reach right in there. You can grab one.
Yep. Wow.
Hey, that was fun. How you doing? Rick Oliver.
God almighty. Paul.
I get those at Sam's Club.
Oh, thanks.
You know, with all those brownies he's bought in lately, I think the guy that owns that shop, he probably sent his son to college with the money he made off of Paul.
Oh, man.
Yep. It's well, they're just a great little snack. You know, it's like you get that little hunger, and but some of the guys, and some like them and some don't.
He's got a whole shelf of goodies, man. Oh, stop, dude! You're killing me.
Mallow cups.
I didn't even know they sold them anymore.
Oh yes. This is a 4-pack. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You're really trying to get me to relapse, for the love of God. Oh my God.
And you know what? The inside, they still come with the little
card.
The card.
Yeah, Blizzard. He probably.
I got first smoke. I'll be right back.
His kid at 4 Enterprises. There you go.
God, that hurts. I used to sniff the card, Paul.
Oh, I know.
I would just smell the card and look at the number. Oh, the brain is gone now. Oh, man.
Yeah, so everybody check out Philly Drone Life. Check out his channel. He's getting close to his 700 today. We want him to get his 700.
Oh.
There you go. There it is.
Oh, the 25 cents. You got the big one. That's a winner.
Philly, if you want to just say hi in the chat so people see your channel, they'll be able to hit you up.
I always forget about the chats, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't even look down. I'm so like just the computer is just so much that I can't. It's like I can't split the brain up to do any more. I'm getting there though.
You're at 693 right now.
Oh man.
You need 7 more to hit your 7. So everybody check out Philly Drone Life. You need 7 more supporters, guys.
I got all these guys. Yeah.
Codorso Media, Hatley's Famous. Everybody check out Hatley's Famous also. Yeah, I know what you mean, Hatley. There's quite a few people that their subs are dropping off. And not on this channel only, a lot of channels. Yeah.
Hey, Roger, what's this thing with the giveaways? I'm hearing all kinds of stuff with don't do giveaways. You can lose your channel.
Yeah, I heard that too there. So I'm not going to get involved in it right away. I'm going to just sit on my butt and let it pass by there. They're supposed to have new rules out, but
okay.
The only rules I see is the old rules they had there before. I don't see no new rules coming out.
I've heard the same thing. Is everybody's making a big deal out of nothing. Wait till it settles out.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to throw settles down there. It's just.
What was the hype though? What were they saying? That when you do giveaways, they shut you down?
Well, if you don't do it properly, they can shut you down.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
In essence, follow the rules.
Yeah, the rules have always been like that since the beginning, but they say they got new ones out, so I didn't see the new ones come out yet.
No,
I still see the old ones there, so anyway, I'm just gonna let everything die down. After that, we'll see what we do.
hey everyone, if you Mike, you got to go to Roger's channel.
Okay.
And you gotta join the Breakfast Club. You gotta have a mug.
Okay, I will get me a mug.
Yep. Roger put a link up there.
Okay.
And he also has hoodies, t-shirts, and he even has them in Omar the Tent Maker size for me.
Oh man. Was that hard? Hey Roger, was that hard to do to start up that thing? Because I don't even have a logo yet, but I'm actually in that process now of creating a logo. And is that hard to do?
Well, you create your logo, get a picture done of it or whatever.
Okay.
And when you go on there, they'll ask you to do your own design. And you just take the picture and you drag it over to the shirt, see how it fits on it. You can make it bigger or smaller, you know.
Okay.
You got to create your own.
And then they actually put together a little your merchandise for you. Is that what they do?
No, you put it on if you want to sell cups, you can put it for the cups. If you want to sell shirts, you want to
there
sell.
You go, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I say it. Thank you very much, Paul. I'm going to send you cottage cheese and yogurts. But okay, so you go onto the website, you put on your thing, and then they show you what your shirt will look like and what your cup will look like. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Roger, they probably even help you a little bit too, won't you? If you just call customer service.
Yeah, they will help you.
Gotcha.
Credor Social Media says they're always looking out. Also, the channels that encourage sub for sub. Yeah, that's one thing we don't do here is sub for sub, and they're trying to shut those down too. So
I think it's just a better idea if you don't talk about it and just sub to who you want, and it looks after itself, right?
Exactly.
It has been for me anyway.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys too. I hear a lot of news like when you're flying the drone to wear that thing that they sell on Amazon, the little coat that says FAA registered. Well, the problem with that, there's one problem with that in Philly. It's like a big flashlight. And when I fly in Philly, I try to disappear, guys. I want to be invisible. I do not want to put a sign on my back saying, I'm here with an expensive drone. Everybody come look.
Philly, do you have 107?
No.
Okay. So, and that's another problem I'd like to point out. And it's going to be the same down there, and it's going to be the same up here for, policing this stuff. If, to what level they're going to anyway. If one of those jackets is $9.95 at Walmart, right, and you don't need to show an FAA Part 107 license to get one, then that's a problem.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everybody has them. Everybody's wearing them. That they either do or they don't. It's fake. It's just the whole fake thing. It's like wearing a cop outfit, saying you're a cop.
Yeah.
So different.
Which that's a penalty for that one, and it should be for that too. Absolutely, it should be the same thing. You're impersonating someone you're not.
In Philly, and it's weird. The drone rules are so screwed up because I couldn't do half the things I do if I had a Part 107, and it's amazing. And they make it so hard if you have a license, and so easy if you're a hobbyist. And it should be the other way. If you work hard at getting a 107, then you should have more freedom, not the other guy.
Yeah, ours is a little different here in the fact that, like, now with the new coming in June 1st, being a licensed pilot, a licensed RPAS, remotely piloted aerial system, certified, there's no longer a differentiation between commercial and hobby. So if I want to take $100 for taking a few pictures of a house for a real estate agent, I can do that now. Before, I would have had to fill out an SFOC, apply for it, tell them where, when, how long, all this other stuff, 30 days in advance. Well, this is Newfoundland, and I'm sure there's days that you know, could you plan to do a flight 30 days in advance?
No.
I can't, because it's probably going to be raining, or it's going to be too windy, or whatever.
That's one of the positive things. You know, Roger just got his test, and he passed it, and in Canada. But here in the United States, I'm a 107 pilot, and which I got not because I do commercial, other than if a movie set comes to town, they need a spare pilot, I'm available, because I hear they got good food. But anyway,
It's not true.
What's nice about in Canada is that if you pass the test and they're certified as even a recreational hobbyist, you can go ahead and do real estate or whatever you want to do. It doesn't designate anything other than, I think, the more advanced certification, correct me if I'm wrong, but it just allows you to get closer to people, closer to things, and those types of things.
Yeah, now here, that's still a contentious issue with Transport Canada, a la Mark Garneau. I have to remain 30 meters or 100 feet away from public. Now, if I have people who are in the operation, such as me going to Burgoyne's Cove with a bunch of other pilots that are in a group, they know I'm flying, they're part of the operation, that's okay. But for me to go, like, I'd love to be able to do it. I can't take off here from my backyard. Let's say I wasn't inside the control zone, which I am, unfortunately. I wouldn't be able to take off over the back of my house and fly out over the community here. If somebody's seen it and called it in, I'd be the scapegoat on the news. I guarantee it. I can't do it. The element of cars and stuff like that. Sorry, the element of cars and stuff like that, I think is going to be okay. I still try not to do it because it's just in the back of my mind. If something fails, like you said, Philly, these are electronic devices, and if something doesn't do what it's supposed to do, well, now you don't know why, but you don't have a chance to rectify the situation, and now you have something 100 feet in the air. It's going to be a problem. Sorry, go ahead, Raj.
Okay, which license you got now? Is you got the basic or the advanced?
Yeah, I got the basic, and I guess we'll touch on that again. The reason I didn't get the advanced is merely because the only advantage to the advanced for me would have been to operate inside of the control zone, which would be nice, but you have to have an aircraft that's on that magic list.
And I hear they're expensive, right?
The starting price for the magic list is north of 10 grand, and I don't have that kind of money, and I'm not planning on doing a highly publicized commercial operation. I'm just going to be, like, you know, publicizing myself a little bit for, I can do this for you, but it's going to have to be outside of what we call a control zone. So I am more than 7 nautical miles from, I'm more than 5 kilometers from the airport, but because there's a control zone from surface to 3,000 feet, that goes out 7 nautical miles, which is about 9 kilometers. I'm just inside that roundel, right? That radius where I'm living. Now, DJI will still let me take off. That's the thing. It'll still let me do it. But I feel like I'm playing with fire, and I feel like I don't want, because this is a smaller community here, and the last thing that was on the news about drones is, well, you can't fly anywhere on the northern part of the peninsula where I am too, which is kind of right, but not quite 100% accurate. But I don't want to be that guy that ends up on the news. Well, we got our first charges laid on an individual flying a drone, didn't have the proper documentation, was flying inside the control zone, and it'll be on the news because they like the dirt.
We're not going to see you, Raj, on Global News Network, right?
If it went to global, all I'm worried about is locally. If it went to global news, I'd be certainly concerned. Yeah, but I mean, that happens, right? And it can. That's the thing you got to remember, is it can. If it's a media-worthy item locally, it might get to global, national news or whatever, and it might end up on news across the country.
What are they so afraid of? What are they so afraid of? Newfoundland's a beautiful place with a bunch of empty space. What are they so afraid of?
Because it's not an empty space inside the control zone. We have an airport that's parked right.
Not the control zone. The other stuff. the other stuff. It's a beautiful land, a beautiful.
But what do you mean by the other stuff?
Like the people, why would they call? Because it's in a zone. They would call on you if they saw a drone taking off from your backyard.
They've been scared by the media because of the last thing that they heard. They don't know about, the media doesn't come out and say, since that last event happened, that was a couple of years ago, and they stated and they showed, like, you can't fly on the Avalon Peninsula now with the regulations that are in place right now, not the ones that are coming June 1st, but so that's what the people have in their head. That's all they can remember. They don't know that things are changing, and they don't know anything about that. They just know that, oh shit, nobody around here should be flying, and there's a drone up over my house there now. Right. If they call that in because they did a bit of research on it, and they know, okay, well, last thing I heard on the news is that you're not supposed to be flying in the city with a drone. And if they happen to see me bring it in and land it in my area here, and then the cops show up at my door and they're asking me questions, and then the Transport Canada gets involved and they're asking me questions, and let's see your data, and it can turn into a shit show, and I'm not doing it. What I like to film is not in this city. Right. I'd love to be able to do it for commercial reasons only, but the scenic shit is not in this city. The scenic shit is 20 kilometers out of town, like places like Torres Cove, that island that I did the footage of, and the icebergs and the whales and all that stuff in the interior. I like that stuff. I like scenic. I don't want houses and so. And I can appreciate, Phil, you like doing it because your situation is different. You're in a great, big, huge, expensive urban sprawl, so you only got so many choices.
I don't like the city. I actually hate the city. That's my whole thing with it. I mean, I'm a product of the environment. I'm stuck here because I really don't have nowhere else to go. I would switch places with you in a heartbeat. I love nature. That's where I'm at. My heart is in what you're filming. I guess it's always that way. The grass is always on the other side, but it's not fun. I don't like being where I'm at. I use it because it's here, and that's really all I have. So I film it.
If I did, the reason that the whole thing started with me, I was interested in knowing what's legal there and what's not legal there, because you know what, the first time I seen any of your footage, it frightened the living shit out of me, because I'm thinking, Jesus, I'm putting myself in the place of the pilot, and I'm going, fuck, if I did that here, if I did that here, French. Seal. I was talking about seal. We have seals here. The seal hunt's over though. Yeah. FEMA came in and the skull gone. Raj got that one, I'm sure. But yeah, you try to do that here, and there's already one guy locally that was doing that, and he was. I always said a long time ago when I was building these things and talking to other people about it on forums and stuff, I said it's only going to be a matter of time before this becomes commercially available on the market, and all you got to do is pay your $1,500, and you walk out of the store and you bring it home, you charge it up, and you go fly. Now, there's a difference in people. Okay, we're good guys, and we can talk about this stuff, and that's all fine and dandy. But there are people out there, especially like, say, I don't know, drug dealers with enough money but no common sense, and they will take that thing, bring it home, charge it, toss it up, and see how far they can go out over the city with it. And that's already happened here once, and that person got in a lot of trouble. There was a Canadian warship in our harbor, and he flew next to it. I was talking to a police officer that I know who knew about this individual, and he said, do you know what? He said he flew out over the harbor and got close to a Canadian warship. We were talking to the people on the warship, and he got in trouble for it. They were telling us that if they wanted to, with the systems that they have on board, they could have sent out telemetry signal to that craft and sent it out at a high rate of speed out through the harbor and never to be seen again. But they didn't do that because they knew what was going on. It's a recreational drone. It's just somebody just not aware of the rules and regulations, I guess. And he got in a lot of trouble for it. And he does not fly anymore because of that. And that's one of those people that I tried to talk to a number of years ago and say, look, yeah, man, it's fun and everything, but like you got to tone it down. You can't just be taking off from like way up there in the other end of the city and then flying down over downtown and stuff like that. Like, what if something happens, right? So that's that kind of aspect. It scares me because I know whether it's legal or not, I don't know. But I'm always like this because if I see people underneath my drone, if I see like I'm flying across city blocks and stuff, and there's people underneath, right? Oh, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't want to be there, right?
Well, I mean, people going 150 miles an hour on their motorcycle gives me a heebie-jeebies, but I can't curse everybody that goes 150 miles an hour on a motorcycle. You have to have respect for the other guy and say to yourself, well, that's his thing, and I really can't control him. I can only control what I do, and we'll keep it there, you know. But the only thing that bothered me was that so many times, I mean, I wish they would, and this isn't anybody in particular, what they need to do is make the rules universal. And they're so confusing. I mean, make it one freaking rule, for the love of God. You know, I go 15 miles and the rules are different there. And I can totally understand how a guy from where you're at, they're so strict on you guys, to turn on YouTube and see somebody flying in the middle of a city, having all this fun and these big lights and going, what the hell is he doing? I can't do that. And being pissed off about that. I totally get it. But if you just look and say, okay, well, where's he from? He's from Philadelphia. Oh, they allow that in Philadelphia? And then come on down, you know, if you could. But it's confusing for guys. What I don't like is sort of like with you. I don't like the guy, just like you described, that goes out, that's 16 years old. I think there should be an age limit with drones and some kind of test that allows a person to just see if the guy's responsible enough to even have something like that in his hands. Because there's a guy right now on YouTube and he's doing it, and I'm actually going to be a biff on his channel, because what he's doing is he's just doing stupid shit, and he's doing it for views. And it's so obvious. He's tying shit to the bottom of the drone. He's sending it 3 miles out. Oh, and then he's advertising, get Autel. Autel doesn't stop your height. Look, I'm 2,000 feet up, and there's no fly zones. You can fly anywhere. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, that is just so wrong. So before I do that, I do want to talk to him, and I tried saying little comments to just see if he would pick up on it, and he's not picking up on it. And so the next
probably
thing,
ignoring it.
Yeah, the next thing I'll do is ask for his email and talk to him. But I'll tell you what happened to me. Somebody, I know you had asked before, and this is why it gets to me, because people don't realize how much they can hurt another person by just turning them in or opening up their mouth to doing something. They can actually hurt a person's life for a drone, which the guy, you know, in my situation, I wasn't hurting anyone. I was actually flying responsible. However, to the other person, their judgment looked as though I was out to do harm. So, for instance, I flew down on opening night of Philadelphia Eagles game. And I stayed in the parking lot, and I went, oh, look how awesome this is. The Philadelphia Eagles are starting their home opener. This is awesome. And I went up to 400 feet, and I zoomed in with my brand new Mavic 2 Zoom. Well, I'd say about 3 weeks later, I got a knock on my door from the FBI. And I said, can I help you? And they asked me if I flew a drone. And I said, yeah, if I got flying plenty of drones. Why? And they told me why. And thank God that within 10 minutes, they saw that I wasn't a harm. I wasn't a terrorist. I wasn't out to hurt anybody. That I was just a guy that loved my hobby. And they turned it. They're wonderful human beings, and we're good friends to this day. But if I would have acted mean or said, get the hell out of here, screw you, I could have gotten in a lot of trouble. And thank God, I didn't get any fines from the FAA. I was unaware of a couple things, and I didn't break any rules with the stadium. But what did break is that I was within my 5-mile limit of the airport, which I didn't. I thought I was still on the outside, but I wasn't. And so I broke that law. And what I did was I called the FAA. Instead of even having them say it, I called and turned myself in and said, hey, listen, I did a flight. I put it up. This is what I did. And I am so sorry. I've looked at the rules now. I've seen where I live, and you will never see my drone go in that direction again.
Mike, I got a question for you regarding that, and not to do with that. Up here, like that would be, especially an event like that, that would be a... That would be something temporary no-fly zone. You would not be able to go near it. What I want to ask you is, in Philly, like it's okay for you to just take off and just fly over the city? They don't. There's no law against that.
Nope, no. What there are no laws at all. What there are laws against is what we all know about. You cannot fly over crowds of people. You cannot fly above 400 feet. If it's at nighttime, I am totally allowed to fly anywhere I want at night, as long as it's in, you know, I'm not in anybody's airspace. I pull up my maps and do all that, make sure I'm outside of my 5-mile bubble. And I pick times to do that. But no, Raj, there's no laws against it. We are allowed to fly. And that's why when you see me fly, I always stay over the houses. And so I limit the odds. But, you know, they've looked at all my flights. The FAA has looked at my flights. There's a couple that are, you know, again, in my early YouTube career that I just had to learn. But lately, within, I would say, the last 6 months to a year, all 100%. And it blows people away because the rules are so strict in other places that what we do is unheard of. I mean, if you look at the big one, Billy Kyle, Dobo, Ken Herring, they all come to Philadelphia. They got the same flights on their channel. There's one difference. There's one difference I always wanted to point out with you over that. Why? How come those guys can do it, and what you're saying is, in your question, why I can't or whatever. Ken Herring or Casey Neistat or any of those people, guess what? They're hugely successful on YouTube, and if the FAA chooses to fine them, yeah, it's a little dink in your armor, and it's $1,000. But suppose it's $5,000. Right.
Those guys can afford that.
Right.
And they don't. And you know what? They'll probably get more subscribership and more YouTube hits because of it, because that's their game, right? It's like you said, it's a hit game with YouTube and these activities with drones. And there's a very famous flight it comes up quite a lot in the suggested. It's a DJI F550 above the clouds. And it just shows the front rotors. I remember when that went up, and I questioned the guy. I said, "Man, why are you flying that friggin' high? Like, what are you doing?" Oh, it doesn't matter. Blah, 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 blah. It's up now. It doesn't matter. That's got 10 million views.
Yes, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, I have a similar flight that I think you spoke about too. Roger, do you know them clouds were at about 250 feet? That total height of that thing. Now, I still understand you can't see when you're going through them. You can't see. I understand that. But when I broke through them, I still wasn't at my 400 feet limit. So, and if you think about it, any aircraft that's flying is flying above 250 feet unless they're freaking nuts. In a city, if you fly lower than 250 feet, you're going to hit a building. So you have to fly above 250 feet. Our buildings are 400 feet.
Yeah. Well, the other thing about night flying too is, I think, Mike, you have night navigation lights on yours, right?
I have Firehouse LEDs. I have them in blue, red, and white. So I am. That's why you always say I'm a freaking Roman king. Yes.
And they're just like a postage stamp. You just put Velcro on them, stick them on the drones.
Everybody.
Greens on the front.
We're bringing the light show to Roger's live cast here.
Yeah, here they are, guys. They actually come just like this, and they come in all different colors. But this is the name of them. If they're just called Firehouse, they're freaking.
That's the same thing. Yeah, this is the same as I have.
Are they the 4 lights or the 2 ones?
This is a dual.
The dual. See, no, dude, you got to get these.
This is bright. I just want one.
The price. Yeah, look at these are the ones with the 4 lights on it. But they're $36 freaking a piece.
That was $30 there. That one.
Yeah, so I figured for a few more dollars, and these are blinding. So I put 4 of them on the drone.
That's one aspect that they are changing as well for the good up here. As of June 1st, when the new regulations come in, I will be able to, and that's not why I bought that. I had that before that because I like that for just an added visibility thing, right? I use it during
the day, Roger.
But we're going to be able to do that. They haven't got into the details of proper lighting, but that's FAA approved and CAA approved. I would assume, and it gives you excellent light that let you know where it's to. So but our visual range, like you were claiming this morning, you're at 3,000 feet. One of the things we can't do is we can't be any more technically, and this is, you heard my theory on this, right?
Right.
Technically, we're not allowed past 500 meters and visual line of sight. So you can't have a building in front of you and fly behind it and continue out to 500 meters.
Right.
But the other thing is the visibility aspect. There are things in the quiz, and Raj, you know this because you did it. You probably had that question too. There are things to do with visibility. You can't fly in cloud. You're not supposed to fly anywhere near cloud if it's or fog or anything like that. Anything that has to do with screwing up your visibility, they don't want you to do that. And there'd be a fine involved. You know, are they going to catch you? Listen, there's worse things, but the big thing for me is not hurting anybody else, and that's why I cannot justify, even if I didn't have the no-fly zone here. I don't know, man. It just sits in the back of my head. What if I've thrown a prop on this? You've seen it. First flight I ever had, I never had my props, clicked in completely. One of them flew off. I wasn't expecting it. Thank God I had it close. But like, what if you do have a failure and you're just crossing that street and you're looking ahead? You didn't see 5 people walking down the sidewalk. And guess what your luck is that day? Your luck is that you're not going to hit the top of that car that's parked right next to the sidewalk. Your luck is it's not going to go on the top of that roof that's the house that's on the other side of the sidewalk. No, it's coming down straight on those fucking people. Sorry. The seals. This is a problem with seals. Sorry.
Correct. The problem I have with that theory, Roger, the one problem I have with that theory, you are correct. But here's the problem I have with it. Since drones have been out, what you've just described has not happened one time yet. So there's no case of it ever happening.
That you know of.
That's correct, that we know of. So that's number one. Number two is, if I went through life thinking of that, I would stay in my house and never leave my home. I
never drive a car.
I would never drive a car.
I have a very, very valid point to bring up. I need to interject.
Yes.
Insurance. Okay, so you're in your car and you're going down the road and you hit somebody. Now, I know things are different in the States, and I know this is actually worse for you than it would be for me. But you're in your car and you hit somebody else's car. Okay, you're insured. Your insurance is going to cover that. Your insurance will covers if you injure somebody else that's crossing the street. You know, whether it's your fault or not, or if it's your fault, your insurance will look after that. Right. Down there, you've got lawsuits to worry about. Yeah. And all I got to do is just give you just one situation where Philly Mike has been doing this for, it's just thousands a time, right? And you're doing it just like every other time you've ever had before, you ever done before. Right. And you fly out, and maybe it doesn't even need to be far away. It can be that next street over to you where the little cross is or whatever. Okay. And you got somebody crossing the street and you don't see him because you're looking straight ahead at your target. And for all of a sudden, you don't know what the problem is going to be, but you got a problem and the thing starts falling down and you don't know why, and you got stick up and it's not happening and you hit that person. What happens next? That's my question. What happens next? Are you going to be in a severe amount of trouble?
What happens next, though, is if you have liability insurance that you buy on your drones.
Correct.
Okay.
Like $10 million liability insurance.
You
don't have to have it full time. Correct. Every time you fly, you can go on your phone, say, I'm going to be up for 15 minutes, okay? And they charge your credit card $2 or $3.
I've actually done that. I've actually done it. It's an awesome app. There's an app that you download. Yeah, it's an awesome app. It's like $6. It's even cheaper than that. I've done flights in Center City when I first got the drone. They were like $6. I'm like, shit, I'm covered for $1 million right now. And it was like a $6 for 10-minute flight. And it's because they realize it's just free money to them.
That's interesting. I did not know that, and that's a very, very important thing to understand for me. That just turned on a light bulb, because that makes sense. Because that's the thing because I know a little bit about the politics down there and whatnot. Yeah. And I know that lawsuits are big and all that stuff. It was just that's the thing that was in the back of my mind. If I was flying this down there like Philly is,
here's the thing too. Oh God. Yeah, it's all about education, really, and just being aware of like when you put on my channel, so many people may think, oh, he's reckless. What they didn't see is me for a whole year learning that drone in the park, about how it moves, about the laws, how the app works, every single thing. Then what they missed was another 6 months of me just hovering it out in front of my house to learn my surroundings and going up 200 feet. I'm memorizing everything to where it is, how it looks, where are safe points, where I shouldn't be, where I'm.
Do you know what you should do? You should put a very small story of a condensed version of what you just said.
Correct.
And in particular about the insurance policy. You should put a paragraph in every single video. That way, if it gives these people an opportunity to read that and go, oh, okay, well, things are different there. And obviously this guy's got insurance. So he isn't, so if he does hurt somebody, they're looked after.
Yep.
Like, that's important. And if you put that in there so that the person looking at your videos can tell right away, and it's on every single one of them, then if you get one of those attacks, you can say, look, man, read my description, because it says right there.
And it wouldn't even need to be a paragraph. You could just have it on the video at the end that says, flight insurance by, and then whichever you're using,
Exactly. Yeah. Now here, that's been a big part why I didn't get into the commercial aspect with the current regulations here, is because that's another thing. Besides, if you're doing commercial, besides having that SFOC or Special Flight Operations Certificate that's granted like per job, you would have to have insurance. Yeah. The only way I looked into it, it would have cost me $1,000 for a year.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Am I going to make that back? What
I wonder is, you might want to Google it about flight insurance for drones and see if this American company doesn't cover Canadian, where you can buy it by the minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, now, again, that comes back to where I fly. I'm not forced to, like Philly is, fly in an urban area. And I don't really want to. I'm not going to be, my certification is not going to be such that I can do that anyway, no matter what insurance I have. If you go and look at my videos, most of the places I fly, I don't need no damn insurance. If anything, I'd need that beautiful thing, State Farm stuff you guys got down there that replaces your drone. Yeah. That might interest me, but we don't have anything like that I know of here. We don't have State Farm here. I know.
Well, every time I fly, I don't buy the commercial insurance. It's just that I've got it there, and I know that if I'm going to be in an area where there's a what if, or if I'm flying, which I very rarely do, fly commercially. Usually who I'm flying for wants a set insurance policy.
Yeah. And so for $5, like you said, $5. Yes, absolutely. And on a per need basis, that'd be awesome. But I don't have $1,000 to spend on insurance for a what if. Like, what if I need it? Or like, I might not even. How much flying am I going to do? Like, I mean, this past year I haven't done a whole lot. And certainly no commercial. So as we go forward, if I get into the commercial aspect, geez, if I could have a $5 ding on what I'm going to make on the job, just to have full coverage in case it does go through, crashing through somebody's window or something like that, awesome. I'd be all over it.
And funny, that's what I'm more concerned about is property. Because everywhere I fly, there's property. So, if there's a failure, the odds of me hitting a car, a rooftop, they're a lot greater. And if I cause damage to that, I want to be able to pay for it. So that's where that insurance really comes in handy. But again, just having some common sense and
the biggest thing.
Trying to just be as safe as you possibly can. That goes so far. Even if you have a failure, everything just doesn't crap out. Even if it's falling to the ground, you can still kind of see where you're falling. You still have a little bit of control to maybe push it in a direction, mate. You hope anyway. I mean, that's case to case, thing.
I know up here somebody was talking to me. I was talking about the insurance the other day there, and somebody said in Vancouver there's a place that insures the drones. Now, I live in Quebec. I don't know if they're going to be able to insure my drones up there in Vancouver. Because around here, you ask for insurance.
Like your provincial thing.
They don't know what it is. What's that? I asked my insurance company already. They didn't even know what the hell a drone was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're going to get that here a lot. And that's what I've heard, too, from other people. It's they don't do it, or they didn't just What?
Yeah.
No, we don't do that.
Asgard Studio just said yes, they can, Roger. Oh, there you go. So that's one thing I'm gonna have to try and find.
Yeah, but is that on a per go basis, Asgard, or is that a like a full year coverage? Like that's my concern, is paying out like a lump sum initially.
Yeah, if you can put a link in there for us, Asgard Studio, I'll check it out for sure.
Absolutely, so will I.
Because Kim and I, we're deciding going out this year, and I'd like to know about what it is.
The Roland says he only needs to have insurance when he flies professional. So yeah, and there's no difference. There's no difference between the two here as of June. Well, once we hit June 1, our regulations are changing, so it won't make any difference. But it's still going to be a good idea to have insurance for the reasons we already discussed.
Well, even if you had the availability of it, just pick up your phone and say, "Hey, I'm in an area. I think I'm going to protect myself."
Very good point. Hey, Paul, let me ask you a question. You said do you do shoots professionally for movies or commercials at all, or have you done
I've been solicited for that, and I don't want to get into that at my age, but I have done commercial work, and I just give it to them.
Gotcha. I understand. Totally understand. And the reason I ask is because I'm also giving something to somebody in May, which is really exciting. But it's nice to know that for that one day, I can get $100,000 insurance policy and fly for that one day.
Exactly.
And it's so exciting, and I'm so looking forward to it. I may have to talk to you separately, and because I don't know how to even do it. I'm just so honored and so blown away that somebody would even ask me.
Right.
So I'm kind of a little in shock.
Well, that just shows that people have watched you and they like what you do, and they're willing to work with you, and that's what it's all about. You are now elevated yourself to being a quality product.
And it's funny what it does. I mean, I have actually signed up for we have a community college in the area, and I've spoke about this, but drones are amazing. They actually have a drone class now in our community college to teach these young kids all about drones and cameras and the whole hobby. And they also offer the 107 certificate. So I'm signing up for the summer classes, and I'm going to stay in, get the 107 part, and then I've always wanted to take classes on photography. It's just my whole life is something I've always had a good eye, but never did it, never followed through with it. So after we get the 107, I figured, hey, let's learn about the photography end of it too, and maybe that'll help me. So I'm going to hopefully sign on if it's cheap enough, if it isn't too expensive. But so interesting how going down one path can lead you to three others, and that's what this hobby has done for me. It's absolutely saved my life. So I don't want to see it go in any way. I want to see it grow. I don't want to see it go.
Yeah. Well, I actually developed and have taught a few classes. Part 107.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of a study guide, and I've spoken to several departments where they're trying to train firemen and police officers, and
that's amazing.
But it's you can get your 107. You don't have to wait for a class. Anybody can get their 107. You just study on YouTube. Correct. And there's some great videos on there, and you'll pass your 107.
Yeah, and I already started doing some of that. The reason I wanted to go to the college is to get my story is a little bit different than some others. I actually went back to everybody knows I'm in recovery. So at 15 years old, my life went the other way, and I kind of was lost until I was in my 30s. So at 15, I tried committing suicide a few times, which, hey, I failed, thank God. And but long story short, I got my diploma at 38 years old or 48 years old. Went back to it was the one thing, and I was a journeyman. I went back to I'm a union cabinet maker, and then I became a journeyman. So it wasn't about the money aspect of it. It was just that one piece. I always felt like something was missing, that I didn't finish something. So so I signed on. It was a big thing for me, and trust me, my family still remembers it. But we signed up to the community college, and I went back to high school at 48 years old, and I got my high school diploma. And I loved it so much, I wound up staying and taking some college courses and did some psychology courses, and it just found it so interesting. But what happened was, while I was doing all this, I was stuffing my face with brownies and Mellow Cups. And I grew to be about 600 pounds, Mr. Paul.
What kind of brownies, Philly?
and got some serious diabetes with that shit. So anyway, here I am now. I was given a drone in 2016 to help me get out of my chair and stop eating the Mellow Cups, and it worked. It worked, and I wound up losing some weight and getting bypass surgery, and here I am 340 pounds later. So I want to finish some things, and that's why I talked about going to the college. I didn't fit. It was so funny because I left because there wasn't a chair to fit me anymore. And the kids, these young kids, I would curse, but I'm on Roger's show. They kept stealing my chair. So I would come in for the class and everybody wanted the big comfortable chair. And they don't care about you. They don't care that you're disabled, you need a chair. Screw you. You know, they want the comfortable chair. So it became such a fight every day to just sit in the classroom. So I wound up leaving college for that reason. So there's some unfinished business I have there. So I lost the weight. Here we are now, and that's why I want to go back. That's why I said, you know, it's great to do it on YouTube, but part of me is still left at that community college. So I have some unfinished business there.
Okay, but, I just posted a link for one of the many providers for drone insurance on demand through your cell phone.
Oh, awesome. Oh, let me see if that's the app that I use here.
Just so everybody might peruse it.
I got a page not found.
What's
it brought
that?
me to the site, but it brought me to droneinsurance.com, but it says, oops, that page can't be found.
Wow.
I'm not sure if you were trying to bring me specifically to somewhere, but yeah. And you know what? The URL is just www.droneinsurance.com/drone/insurance.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because you're signed in. Maybe that's why.
I don't know. What I did is I Googled it. I just Googled in drone insurance, and if one of them came up was droneinsurance.com. And I took a look at it, and it looked like one I've used before because it shows a cell phone.
Let me show you something.
So
there you go. There's my result.
Wow.
Yeah, same to me.
You
No
know,
good for me.
You don't suppose maybe it's because they don't cover in Canada.
That's probably everything to do with it.
No.
So guys, what I use is this thing right here. Let me see if it'll focus. It's called Droneify.
Yep.
And that's
another one.
Verify. And you buy it according, you pick a plan, you pick a time, you literally it's got maps and all. You put down where you're flying, how much you would like to pay. You hit one button and you are insured right there in the field. It goes into your bank account, pulls the money out. Within 2 minutes, you're insured and ready to go for how long it goes.
I think that will work better because, and imagine the money that they're going to make. If you make it that easy. Yep. And everybody knows, like, okay, well, Paul, how would you like to sit down and do up all your receipts for brownies and let me know how much you spent on brownies in the last year? But it's $4.99. Right. It's $3 for a tray, right? So if I got $3 in my pocket, hey, give me a tray of brownies, right? Yeah. Well, if I got $5 in my pocket and I want drone insurance for the day that's going to cover me up to $1 million, guess what? Yeah. Boom, I'm going to do it, and especially if they make it easy like that. Yeah. Now, what they're going to get out of me in the run of a year, if I have a very successful year and I'm going to be at this quite a bit, might be up around what they would have charged over a year anyway.
Right.
So I think it's a great idea.
And they're also that you spread in their neighborhood.
Yep.
Who's on first?
Centroid, how you doing? Centroid Ariel, Rick Holbert, Star Cop, Cruiser Mac, Chris Holt, the Irish Train Guy, how you doing?
I'm
Mars
not for Dart.
Blizzard. Cruiser Mac. Just checking out the names. Big Money Life. Chris Hope is in the house.
What's up, Mr. Hope? How you doing there, buddy? Great guy, great channel. Texan, love their accent. Oh my God.
Asgard Studios, Roland. Drone Landscape. Everybody, check out everybody's channel. Make sure you got them. And yeah, that's right, Roland. And please, everybody, hit that like button. There we go. Let's see if there's any questions for you guys in the chat. Check it out. Philly Drone, you want to say hello in there so everybody can check out your channel? Everybody check out Philly Drone. He was only missing 7 people to hit his, what is 700 this morning?
Yeah, I'm trying to get to 700. I think I'm 7 away, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that would be nice.
I'll check your numbers out.
I don't know why we all get so stuck on numbers. Like, does it really matter if I get to 700? So what, right? What's the difference? It's 700.
You're 6 away from 700.
Mike, what's great about you is you have finally arrived on the Canadian drone hunt.
I know, it's so exciting. I can't, but when he asked me, I told Roger I was running around. I hope I know how to do this. Oh my God. Normally, Mitch, the old guy in his drone, has been walking me through he got me to turn the computer on. Guys, I got a gaming computer with a 1080 graphic card that I haven't used in 2 years. He got me to take the cover off and sign in, and so I was getting ready to call him.
Well, Roger is a great mentor. He pushed me. How long did you push me to finally do this?
Oh, it took about a week.
Yeah. Awesome.
Everybody check out Robert Staton. He's missing 1 more to hit his 100 mark, guys. Robert Staton. Check out his channel.
Oh, wow.
He's missing 1 for 100.
Let's see. Maybe I could be that 100. Have I got Robert? There you go, Robert. I just got you. I'm number 100, buddy.
Cool. Congrats, Robert Staton, for hitting your 100. Ricky Dove's in the house. Hey, Ricky. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out, that Vancouver place for the insurance for us there. The Asgard Studios posted. I opened up the page, I bookmarked it, so I'll go back on it later.
Well, the other thing too, Roger, is if you ever get to a point where you're talking direct to them, what I would suggest you do is says, well, how come you're not doing like they do over in the States, where I can buy it by the minute, by the hour, or whatever?
Yeah. Well,
because maybe
I will phone them for sure. I don't do things over the computer. I'll phone them.
Right.
-11. It was Blizzard. It was doing. I'll tell you this morning. This morning it was doing -31 Celsius. That's -22 Fahrenheit. Now it's doing -23 Celsius, -7 Fahrenheit.
Wow, that's cold.
And yesterday we were at -30 yesterday.
Is that Roger? Is that normal for you guys, or is that just really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's normal.
Well, Mike, I was going to suggest you want to go out and experience, the other side out in the wilderness. Roger probably could tell Kim he's going to have a roommate.
I would love it. I'm telling you guys, you should see me. You may not like me though. I mean, you want to talk about a personality change. I totally changed. I think I'm crazy because of the city. When you put me in grass and you open up, there's not walls. I'm calm. I can breathe. It's a lot different, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And vice versa.
The only thing that worries me here about flying in the fields, like we got a lot of fields, right? And we go all the way down and come back up. The only thing that worries me is when we're in the dry season. if a battery ever freaking catches fire and goes down.
Yeah, we've all seen lipo fires on YouTube. Boy,
Yeah.
oh boy, man, they're
then
not easy to maintain.
And if it lands in the hayfield, man, oh,
you got a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
That's what I'm very nervous about.
Yeah. I would be too. Yeah, lipo fires are bad, man. If you've never seen one, it's worth looking it up on YouTube just to see what can actually happen. Especially if one gets damaged to the point of piercing one of the cells. It's not long before all of them start going up, and it just shoots fire out each end and very toxic fumes.
Mm-hmm.
This is Roger Price. It's on with us, Centroid. Drone Life. True Drone Review says, I think there's one tree in Philly.
And you've hit it.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. The concrete jungle.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Crawley had one explode in his house, a battery.
That's bad.
And so did a couple other people we know. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't had one personally, but I did do the backyard experiment on one of those old 3-cell Hobby King things.
Yeah.
And it's quite the smell, and it shoots fire out both ends real good, like a torch.
Kim shot a few with his pellet rifle.
Yeah.
Same.
No. Yeah, pellet. Yeah, it's a 45.
That's what I heard up in Canada, Roger. Pellet rifle is a 30-06.
Yeah, that's all you need for moose. That's the weapon of choice for moose hunting, which is a very, very big thing here in Newfoundland. They were introduced back in the 1800s, and they took off like wildfire. Yeah. And they do cause accidents on our highways quite a bit. But yeah, it's a prolific beast in our woods. You can be in the woods camping pretty much anywhere, any night, and this is a really, really spooky thing, because you're in the middle of the night in the woods and you're asleep and it's pitch black. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, you hear snap 100 yards away. Oh. You don't know what it is. You assume it's a moose because that's the most likely thing, but
it could be a Sasquatch.
I haven't seen one yet. Lots of moose, though. Lots of moose. I've yet to fly over one. That's another thing we had with our current rules too. Is you're not allowed to. Well, I think it's the same anywhere. You're not allowed to harass wildlife, right? And you're certainly not allowed. You're certainly not allowed. And I've had this from hunters. Hunters see my videos and whatnot. Oh, that'd be the thing for spotting moose. Yeah, well, it's about the same thing as rolling up with your truck, rolling down the window and pointing your 30-06 out through the driver's side window. You're going to be in a lot of trouble if you get caught. Same thing. I'll lose my drone, my car, because that's the way they do that here with hunting or fishing. Like, let's say if you netted a river for salmon, and you got 30 salmon in the back of your pickup truck, you used a bike, okay, so like a quad or whatever, and you used your truck, and you lose it all. It's all gone if you get caught. So it's not worth it.
Blizzard says people were not driving as fast in 1890. And there you go.
No, they weren't, that's for sure.
Hey, Roger, is Kim still waving the salmon around for the black bears off the porch there?
We have those too. I've only ever seen one. It was on the side of the highway. I slowed down, left all the windows up, and just kind of peered over the side.
He wasn't standing on the side of the road hitchhiking.
No, he was not hitchhiking.
Holding the sign says, "Take me to the nearest dump."
Nearest honey pot.
Yeah.
We had two black panthers here. Well, panthers, two black cougars.
Oh,
and
beautiful.
One bear so far since I've been living here.
We got rats and cockroaches about the same size as I'm totally out of this conversation, guys.
That's a very New York way of saying that. Yeah. Cockroaches.
Cockroaches. That's about it. And guys, let me tell you something. in Philly, we got the flying ones. They freaking fly in your face. You mess with them, they come at you.
Call the FAA.
Yeah. They're huge. They're huge.
Now, if you put some strobes on them, you could and train them. And train them, you'd have something. The flying circus.
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, there's some scary things. That's our wildlife. That's it.
Well, I have heard in New York, now maybe it's like that in Philly, that they've got some cockroaches big enough you can put a saddle on them and ride them.
They're the rats. The rats are big, man. Oh, especially in New York, they're a lot bigger than Philly. But like maybe certain parts of Philly, there's some big ones. But yeah, they look like cats. They're amazing.
Raj, you probably don't have them up there, but we certainly have quite a few of them down here. The mosquitoes. And bad black flies too, but mosquitoes
we got those a lot here, mosquitoes and black flies, but not as much as you guys do. I mean, we don't have to walk around with a mesh in front of our face.
I have one of those. It took me years to actually acquire one, but anytime I go camping now, I bring it with me because I love the woods. I'm a bit of a bushcraft type of person. I've spent a lot of time with Cubs, Scouts, Cadets, and the like. And but the one thing I do not like about being in the woods in Newfoundland is the black flies.
Yeah.
Blizzard FPV says, was that a drone by the airport? Nope, it was a Philly. It was in Philly. It was a cockroach.
You forgot the A in the middle between the K and the R.
Yeah.
Cockroach.
It was a Philly cockroach for sure, man. They're huge. I'm telling you guys.
Very huge.
I've said it before. Philly is like a mix between Andrew Dice Clay and Mike Myers of Coffee Talk.
I don't think I have an accent. It's so funny, and I love your accent.
You talking just like a New Yorker.
Yeah, New Yorker. Yeah, coffee talk.
Coffee talk. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm a bit verklempt.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the funny thing is when you get Mike online on the channel with Mitch, who's been living 30 or 40 years in Florida, he reverts back to that Philly talk.
Yeah, I know. I see it too. It's funny.
Yeah. On the panel, we have Roger Price, we have Philly Drones, and we have Paul Murray.
Yeah.
We got all 3 channels. Make sure you got them, guys.
Brownie Eating Champion 2018.
Oh, man.
So I'm in Newfoundland. Philly is in, well, that explains itself, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Raj is in Montreal, and Paul is in Michigan.
Port Huron, Michigan, right across the Blue Water Bridges from Sarnia, Ontario.
Wow.
Martz, this is for you. What's going on in here?
That's pretty good.
Oh, Andrew Dice Clay. I mean, listen, in today's world, there's no wonder why he's not making any comeback, because I'm telling you, man, the women would just do away with him. But, you know, I don't agree. Like, as a comedy shtick, yeah, absolutely. He's funny. But, man, he's a ticking time bomb. You ever seen him on Howard Stern? Holy.
The content is not socially correct.
No, it's not. But it's damn funny sometimes. Especially the Little Miss Muffet one, which I'm not going to get into. Yo! You fill in the rest.
I'm going to go coffee, guys. I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, Roger. Yeah, it's but you know, it really is what I enjoy most, and one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and come on like this type of thing, and I've been on a few other channels, is the family, the feeling of camaraderie, that we all are one big family, and we all are learning together as we go through life.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I agree, Paul. I absolutely agree. And, you know, in my situation, the reason I'm always talking about being so scared, being afraid, guys, I've been raised with all women. My mom raised me. There's no men in my house. So you guys are my only men. You know, so these are all a bit of father roles to me, brothers, and you know how everybody says, "Oh, what's up?" You know, you're my brother. It truly is. I really feel like these are all my brothers. So it's a really good feeling of, you know, it's a better alternative to being in a gang. You know, it's just such a great group of guys, and everybody seems to care about each other, wanting to help each other, and that's just so cool to me. And I've never experienced it, so I enjoy it. And
there's a lot of other people in the world just like you in that situation, though, an awful lot. Myself, I did not grow. My father was a bit of a drinker, and he was given the heave ho when I was 2, and my sister was 1. I received, that I can recall, 1 phone call that I actually talked to the man.
We may have.
I remember happening, but I don't like. There was, you know,
Right.
Okay, yeah, all right. Yeah, good, yeah. And the next time I heard his name mentioned was my mother telling me that he had passed away. Like, I never had that, but I did have my grandfather in my life for like the first 8 years of my life. And that man was such an influence on me that they wouldn't let me go to his interment. They let me go to the funeral. That was enough. And they said, no, you're not, we can't let you see us lowering the casket into the ground because you're just going to lose your mind. So that was probably a good call. You know, but you know, when you don't have it, you don't know. You hear other people talk about it. Oh, your dad, you know, used to go fishing. My life didn't go that way. Philly's life didn't go that way, and you don't miss it because there's nothing to miss. You know, you hear those stories and stuff, and it just, I don't know. It doesn't make you feel sad. It doesn't click because you didn't have that. You know.
Well, and you know, that's the tough part of being in Philly. I did miss it only because everyth's so tight. Roger, in Philly, the way you live, I hear my next door neighbor flush their toilet. So it's so man, across the street, their fathers would take them places. So I got to experience everybody else's, you know, life, and so I missed it. I wanted it, you know. I wanted it. I wanted it, you know, so I always felt like there was a piece missing. But I understand what you're saying. Internally, yeah, I don't know what it's like. So, you know, so there's no pain there.
No.
You know? So I get it. But, you know, being a part of the drone community, it's amazing. It's amazing. All these guys, I mean, and a lot. And you know, I'll tell you what's really cool is when I first got a drone, you would think that it's a drone, it's a young crew, and it's the total opposite. It is not. The guys that like this hobby are older, mostly older. So, and I love that about the hobby. It's not a young hobby. You know, the race drone is the young hobby stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The young ones are the FPVers.
Correct. Yeah, the FPVers, but the camera stuff, I mean, and it goes to show you our age, just like Paul was saying, we can't handle all that adrenaline. That's why I'm falling over and throwing up in a chair. I mean, my son gets a kick out of it, but, you know, and I love the adrenaline rush, so yeah, I could throw up anytime. It's great.
Did you throw up? Did you actually throw up?
I'm telling you, man, I don't think I threw up, but I came close to it. And you know, you get that feeling in your stomach, and
you get that feeling in your stomach, and you start to get that taste in your mouth, right?
So, like, I'm just trying to picture Mike with the goggles on and the controllers. Oh, this is awesome, man. Oh man,
well, I almost feel that way with the camera drones. I'm coming over the top of that 1,000-foot building, and I look straight down. And yet I keep doing it. Why do I keep looking down?
If that doesn't give you vertigo, nothing will.
Freaking amazing.
Now, do either of you guys have tried the new Epson heads-up display glasses where you actually see through and see the display?
I follow someone who just recently had them sent to him for a couple of weeks. His name is Alan Hu or Hugh or YU, I think. Alan YU. He's in Vancouver in Canada, and he does a daily vlog. He's up to 780 now, 770 or something like that. Anyway, I've been watching him. I start my morning by watching his video first, and he just had them. And for the cost involved, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
It's $900 Canadian.
They would be really expensive in Canada. Yeah.
$899.
Yeah.
You know, Paul, I have the DJI goggles, and I'll tell you, they're absolutely amazing. I'm not talking about the weight, the size, that sucks, and that's why I don't wear them. But man, oh man, it's really, really euphoric because you feel like you are in that drone, and it's an amazing feeling.
I've had guys say that the first time you use the goggles, make sure you're strapped to something.
Yep. Yeah.
Sit down. Sit down is the best thing.
Yeah, and you got to have a spotter for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, very immersive, very immersive. The main reason I don't use them, I think I could get over the size. I can get over all that, you know, because it's great to just flip these things down and not have to deal with light, or, you know, you could see the screen. You're inside the screen, but there's no range. There's no. Why do I see a beautiful woman?
The princess is here.
Oh no! Oh,
sorry, Val. I've only used these 3 times. It's a unique brand, and I got rid of all my unique stuff. But I found those are pretty good, and they only weigh probably, I don't know, half a pound. That's it. But they're HDMI. They're HDMI, so I can't use them with my current drone unless I had that fancy controller that we were talking about the other day, which has the HDMI out, because it only has an HDMI in. Yeah. But yeah, I've only used them 3 times, and I gotta say I liked these, but I did not like the unique drones, not at all.
What?
Hated them. Hated them.
Val's got her. She's got her drone.
Oh, geez, I love it.
Show him your drone, Val.
Unboxing.
Did you have the breeze?
The breeze.
Oh, hold on.
Nice.
I can give you the whole effect.
Oh, look at her with the breeze.
Yeah.
That's so cute, Val. Look at her. Oh,
Actually, you know what?
It's like it was just born.
dude.
I don't know if I would like any other of the uniques. I know they have the type and they have this or that. This one was perfect for me. That's all I
want to buy a set of goggles?
and she's just like the rest of us. Val tucks that into its little box, and she's got a little blanket she puts over it every night.
Well, she
It's
fits right in.
my stuffed bunny back there.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
She fits right in the community then with us. Oh, look how cute.
Man, I just give it to Breeze to hold on to for me.
Yeah.
Till I'm ready.
That's great.
Have you flown it yet, Val?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, you know,
I
would love a Mavic. I would love a Phantom. There are lots of ones that I'd love to have.
Right.
But for 149, this is the one I can't have.
Go wrong.
Right.
No, you can't go wrong with that. But when you spent $1,500 on something like a Typhoon H and the GPS, it starts toilet bowling, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, right? And the thing starts toilet bowling. So I send them my telemetry, and I send them, you open a claim and all this other stuff, and it's gone for 3 months, and they send it back, and there's no change. I'm sorry. No, I'm done.
I would be upset.
Yeah,
Crazy about the look.
I had an H for about a week, and after the 3rd or 4th flight, it was real stable. And then all of a sudden, it started doing this.
That's it. That's the thing. They
And
have
I
problems
sent
with GPS, I think.
Sent it back and got the refund.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me. toilet bowling, we used to call that, because it used to be a thing you'd get when you don't have a good fix. It doesn't know where it is. Remember we were talking about the circles earlier, about how accurate the GPS is? Well, basically your circle just went from this to 100 meters or 50 meters or something, right? So it's inside the 50 meters, and that's all it knows. So, but because of the rotation, I think it's an inertial thing that it just causes it, because it doesn't know, it's not getting that information to stay exactly here. It's like, you're okay inside of this one.
There's only two reasons that you want to see toilet bowling. One is the obvious, in the bathroom, but the second one is if you have to come down quickly. You don't want to just laterally come down. You want a toilet bowl. You want to come down fast in a circular motion to get out of the prop wash.
I remember my first time, and that was early on. It was with a home built that it was heavily laden. It had a GoPro. It was only a 450 quad, so it only had the quad motors, and it had landing gear on it and stuff like that. And I went up the side of a church, and I'd done this a couple of times already in the hour that I was there. And on one particular flight, I was coming down, and I was coming down too fast, and full up, and the thing just went smash off the ground because it got in that thing, right? Because your prop wash is unstable. Yep, vortices is part of it, but just unstable air. It's air that's just moved down, so it doesn't even need to have vortices in it, but there can be, of course, as you said. But that unstable air mass.
Lost its lift.
Yeah, you lose lift on one, and then it propagates, and it starts to get exponential the closer you get to the ground, and then it becomes uncontrollable. Yeah, that was a wake up, and then I researched it, and I found out why it did that, and then I never had that problem after.
Well, you know that it's not 100%, but there's a good chance if you catch it soon enough and you give it full stick forward or sideways, you'll get out of it.
Yeah, you want to get out of that tunnel.
A lot of guys get into that vortices coming down, and they just panic, and it just comes down.
Yeah, if you understand it, you can mitigate it a heck of a lot better. So, like you said, if you fly out of it, and then that'll save you every time.
Can I say hi to a few people?
Yes.
How you doing, Mars Turkey? How you doing, Kim, sweetie? How are you, my Sammy Blizzard? God, all these great people.
I can't believe I got
Blizzard, Billy Dro. Hey, Billy.
Hi, Bill. What's up?
Listen, Philly, try and cheer up.
Not that's a terrible name. Hey, Michael, Mars, Blizzard, Sammy. Don't be tapping. I hear you tapping.
Hey, Val, Mike Philly Drone is so excited to be on the channel with you. You're like his goddess. That's what he's going on about.
She's a star. She's a star. Got a star with me. Look at you. Look, I'm making her blush. I'm making her blush.
Oh my God!
You don't understand. You're just a TV personality to me that said hi. Hi for a year. That's all you were. Hi, Philly Drone. Now I'm seeing you. It's like you're here in my living room with your coffee.
How come you weren't this excited about seeing me?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
What's up with that?
Guys, give us some time alone. Need some time with Val.
Oh my God.
And she flies drones. She flies drones.
Tune in tomorrow at the same time for the Philly and Val show.
Val, we'll call it Coffee Talk.
That's right. Which is what I used to call Rogers when I sit up my morning and just drink my coffee and watch him.
Hey, Val,
it's not coffee, it's coffee.
Val, on your behalf, I've already booked Mike Philly Drone on your channel for an interview
on Sunday.
Yes,
I love that. I would love that.
Yeah, I got him Sunday, 7 o'clock. I'm not kidding, Philly.
7 o'clock Sunday.
At night? Oh, I don't do nights. That's
yes, you will.
You will for Val.
Yes, you will for Val.
Yeah. I probably will. Yeah,
you probably will.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I would love to interview you guys. Yes, yes, yes.
And just make sure you send Roger your email address so that, because he's the real booking agent. I just kind of I'm the pre-screener, but Roger.
Yeah, Roger does everything.
You're the agent. Oh, that's cool. I love you, Val.
I love you too. I love your cup with your little star plaque.
I do you like it's plastic. I need a cup like you. I coffee talk. Coffee talk with Val and Philly.
Coffee talk.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, Val. He's such a fan of yours. Where's your mug with your logo on it? Where's it at? You got one?
I do.
Yeah, you know the one with the picture on it.
I do have it. I just don't have it here.
Oh, okay.
This one with flowers.
Well, because I'm sure that Mike would buy one. Have you got it on Teespring or what?
Oh, come
Oh
on.
my gosh, you're making everyone spend their money first thing this morning.
I know.
Give him time, Paul. Give him time.
Well, Val, just so everybody knows, Val set up everything for Roger on Teespring for all of his merchandise. And yet she doesn't open one for herself like Val's Life. We love Val's Life or Val's Life caps or anything else. And I don't get it, Val.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
Yes, they do.
Roger, let me put on his drone thing. Val's Life. It's on the corner.
Oh, that's awesome, Val. Is he serious? So you did everybody else's and you didn't do your own?
Yeah, but look at it right there. It says Val's Life. Well, you can't read it.
How do I get him to pull up? Okay, I tap on it. All right. Oh, where is it? Oh, get out! It's tiny.
Yeah.
Come on, Val. Oh, you would do good if you had your own Val's Life.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
And you know what? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
And she wears different glasses. You could have Val's designer glasses too. Right? You know, I mean, you're talking about a merchandise.
Okay. Let me talk about my designer glasses. Okay, this is how expensive I roll. $1.
$1.
That's a dollar store.
Awesome.
Not my cups, but my glasses.
Get my glasses.
Yeah. Oh, Starcop says he was born in Scranton. Nice, Starcop. Oh,
yeah, right. That's Mitch, right? Yeah, he's a Philly guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
Gosh, I haven't been to Philly in almost 6 years.
Where are you from, Val, originally?
I was born in California. My dad was part of the Air Force, but I was raised in Maryland.
Oh, wow.
In South Carolina, because that's where my mama's family was. Sorry, guys, but I was up and down the seaboard.
Now she's in Boise, Idaho.
What?
Now she's in Boise, Idaho.
Now I'm in Boise, Idaho.
Boise.
Oh my gosh. Jim, hey. Sorry, I had a squirrel moment.
That's okay.
Hey, Big Money Life, how you doing?
I'm still starstruck, Val. When you talk, my whole screen is filled with your face. I'm so starstruck. It's amazing. It's amazing. Get rid of Paul. Paul, don't you got to do something? Hey, Roger, don't you got to go somewhere?
Raj, I know what your next T-shirt should be. It should just have Val's face on the front of it. I guarantee you. You'll sell 10 to him.
Maybe. No, yeah.
Oh, we need to get together, Val. Coffee talk with Val and Mike. Coffee.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Well, Sunday night, Mike. Now you've committed to that in front of
Mike, just put your email. Send your email to Val or go on her page. You'll see it in her about. You'll probably see Val's email there.
Oh, absolutely.
Here, I'll do it here. I'll give you my other one. because you're more likely to get me on this one for whatever reason. There you guys go.
All right, so what do I do now, Val? Tell me what to do.
So you just take my interview. You just take that. Send me something saying, "Hi, Val," and then on Sunday at
Not right now.
Sunday at 6:45, I'll send you a link along with Roger, and we'll talk. We'll talk.
Yeah,
All the coffee.
we'll have some coffee.
That's at 7 p.m. Standard Time, Sunday night.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern, that's my time. Awesome.
Yeah, your time. Not my time. My time it's like 5 o'clock. It's like dinner time. but supper talk isn't as fun as coffee talk, right?
Coffee talk's a lot of fun.
Coffee talk is so much better. Oh. Say what?
Saying I got some type of affidavit or something like that, you know. So.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hello?
Puppies. Puppies. That's my squirrel. Puppies.
Puppies.
Yeah.
I love puppies.
Me too.
Oh.
Paul, has the mail shown up yet?
No, that was a friend of mine showed up looking for lunch.
Oh. Well, that's not a DJI product at all.
Okay. So you have a federal thing, a federal affidavit on Kevin? Yeah. No, you don't. So you can take your little affidavit and put it where the sun is not. You understand me? And you do not call this man again. Do you understand me? Not ever, you scam. Listen, you little scam artist. You just stop.
Put him up live. Put him up live. Oh,
I should have.
I had so much fun with those people.
These people, you don't have an NBA credit card. You don't have any of that. They can kiss your butt.
Well, and besides that,
next thing you know, they're going to want you to give them Apple Pay cards or something.
Yeah, well, besides that, Val, they will never call you.
No.
That's right.
Yeah.
They'd be sending you something. Oh, don't mute Val. LOL. See how mean I am? See, Billy, this is why you don't really want to get to know me, because I'm so mean. I am snarky, like, oh,
hey, and actually, Val, that would really turn Mike on even more.
Val,
Well,
you know what you do with those
Kevin,
people? You know what you do with those
Kevin,
people? You act really, really stupid. So I would have said, yeah, Dave's my brother. I was born after David. What more do you need to know?
Well, they said, are you his wife? Yeah, sure, why not? He's my roommate. He's my doesn't have room, but I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Oh, now they're calling you.
She gave him your number.
Whack the scammer. See, I'm not good with scammers.
Yeah, me neither.
I like them. And Kevin, he gave him. Kevin, did you give him your social security number?
More puppers.
I don't ever do that.
He gave us his social security number. Never do that, Kevin.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, I think they were going to see if they could check in there. You his wife? Sure, why not?
Hey, Val.
I can be married 4 times.
Val.
Yeah.
Who's Kevin?
So Kevin is my roommate.
What does he mean to you?
Only a roommate. He's just my roommate.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Yes.
It's okay now. Now we can continue.
Down there, I have a room down there.
Right.
I rent the room.
Okay.
But when he gets phone calls, he can get very nervous. So
I hope he didn't give his social security number.
you
That's not a
did
good
right.
idea.
No, but I mean, I figured you dealt with this type of stuff, so that's why I listened to talk to him.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
Good.
But look at this. I want to show you this. Okay, this is how this works. Hey, Alexa, give me some coffee. Alexa, can I have more coffee in my coffee cup? Please, Alexa. Thank you, Alexa.
Oh, now that's good. I like that, Alexa.
That's version 2.
Yeah. That's It's 2.0.
I'm going to have to call it Alexa or something. Oh my
Alexa.
God.
Hey, Val, somebody just called me about your credit card. What's that all about?
Can I give you the number? Hold on. It is 1, 2, 3. Go yourself. No, it's crazy. Yeah, he is a little bit my slave. Well, he lost his job. That's what's happened, and so he's living here for a little bit.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it's better that way.
You know what my favorite trick is when I get one of those phone calls and I recognize the number before I answer it. I answer it, FBI field office. Click.
Click.
I usually try to keep them on there, right? Just milk.
I love how they do that. Ma'am, are you his wife? Now, why do you think I'm not? Now, why all of a sudden do you think I'm not?
Right. So
right? I could be. You don't know. Maybe.
I think what that is there, that sets the stage for the next round of questions, right? Because if you are, then you have a better affiliation with said person than if you, if you weren't.
Yeah, I said I was, but she didn't believe me. I guess I didn't have that love in my voice. Because I know once he gets a job, I'm not getting any more coffee. So I got to do it now while he feels obligated to me.
Oh shit!
Well, when he gets a job, Mike will come and be your house slave.
Oh, absolutely!
Oh yeah, baby. No, I need. Yeah, when I get those calls, I have to mess with them. I should go to Canada. We are in trouble.
I love that. I love that. I had a guy on the phone at work one time for about 15 minutes because I'd won a cruise, right? So he kept listing off all this stuff, and I kept asking questions like, "Okay, is there a pool on the boat? Oh yeah, there's a pool on the boat." And oh no way, man, this is gonna be awesome. And then he got to the part where he was asking, "Yeah, well, all we need to do is get your Visa card number just so we can set up to book your room on the boat and all this stuff." Oh man, yeah, this is all great and stuff like that. But I don't have a visa. But what? So there must be something else we can do, right? No, that conversation ended very quickly.
Because I hear now they're asking people for like iTunes cards, and people are going down and buying iTunes cards. And I thought, no, I'm not buying his music for him. If someone called me like that, for me.
They resell them, I think.
Excuse me for the cough. Oh, yes, Dark Cop. He called me and he said he's putting the money in my account, not yours.
Hey, Kristen Sam, how you doing?
I used to get emails from Nigerians like that looking for, in the place that I work, Spark Plugs is a thing. It's a recreational dealership. And he'd get this email every once in a while, and they would be looking for, like, say, a NGK BPR5ES, pretty common spark plug, but they want 3,000 of them.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
Yeah, you just rip that up and just throw that away.
Oh my gosh. I got a lot of that when I was doing Mary Kay. I don't know why I did Mary Kay. I don't wear makeup, but somehow I thought that might work for me. And I'd go in work, trying this stuff, looking like I had 2 black eyes. Oh, I got a different cup.
Oh, now that's
the same cup every time.
Oh, that's nice.
I know, right? Yeah, like I said, once he gets a job and he's paying it, bills, it'd be screw you. Down coffee. So world's so cruel.
Hey,
So mean.
Don Digging, how you doing? Philly Drone, Philly.
Put my name in there.
Yeah, put your name in there again, Mike. Everybody, check out Philly Drone. He's only missing about 5 more people, I think, to hit his 800 or 700.
Yeah, I'm like 2 supporters again last night. I'm like, they will not let me get over the certain point.
Everybody check out Philly Drone. Philly Drone Life. He's missing 5 to hit his 700 mark.
Oh wow. Oh nice.
So hey, Val. So
how that escaped you, I do not know.
Boy, man, I must be getting old. When I start forgetting pretty women's names, then you know there's a problem. Okay. Okay. She waving to me? Are you waving to me? I don't know where to look at. I look up here in the corner. I see you down the bottom. Oh, she was waving to Paul.
I did right.
You were going somewhere with this?
Yes. Wait, what's he showing us? Oh,
we're having lunch, and so I'm making brats. Johnsonville makes an actual brat cooker.
Oh,
you put it in there, and it cooks everyone. It's got a probe down here that goes into one of the brats and cooks them perfectly.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
That's right there with the mellow cups, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah. That's a heart attack press.
Yeah. That's the hard.
Oh, look at all those machines you have behind you.
Yeah, I know. I love.
You're the man. Look at all that.
The pressure cookers are great for you could buy. You ever buy those barbecued wings that you can get in the frozen food section in the previous package?
Yes.
You put them in a pressure cooker, electric pressure cooker, for about 20 minutes, and then you put some water and extra barbecue sauce in the bottom. I like Masterpiece. And you turn it on for about 20 minutes. They come out, and it just falls apart, just right in your mouth.
There you go.
Where's the brownie maker?
I want to see that. You should have one of those.
Yes.
That's what you need is a brownie maker.
It's called Walmart.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be easier just to make your own though?
It might be, but these are so good. They're good.
So exactly where is your house? Because Ashley and I are coming to visit you. We would like wings and brats and stuff.
And up there on the shelf, see that silver one right there on the end? That's one of those roller hot dog cookers like you see.
Oh, yeah. That's a commercial one, too.
You're going to die, Paul. You're going to die, dude.
We're all going to die, Mike.
And next to it is a panini press right there for making panini.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
You ain't making it to 55. How old are you?
I'm going to be 67 in June.
Oh,
Come on, really?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
I'm the old guy on the show.
Well, then party it up, E. If you made it that long, keep going.
At this point in time, all bets are off.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
God bless you, man.
Yep.
Yep. So, guys, I have to go because I have to go to work, but I wanted to pop on just for a little while to say hi, Roger.
Hey, have a good one.
Don't forget Sunday night at 7 o'clock.
She left so quick.
7 o'clock tonight.
See you, Val.
7 o'clock Sunday night. Sunday night is going to be Val. Going to be interviewing Philly, Mike.
Roger Price.
All the coffee.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Me too.
See you, Val.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, Val.
Hi, Val. We love you.
Ooh, man, my heart's already pounding.
Excuse me a minute, guys. I gotta start the brats. I'll be right back.
Oh, go ahead. Take your time.
Your woman mustn't be home, is she, Mikey?
No, she's not home. You know that, right? That's
he'll be home Sunday night, though.
Yeah, I know. I gotta speak.
That'll be interesting. I'm tuning in for that for sure.
I'm gonna have to stream from my car.
Hi, Paul. How you doing? Eber FPV. Good day. No flying here, Eber. It's doing -7 right now, Fahrenheit.
Why is this?
You know what's nice is there's a big delay, so I'm actually still looking at Val here on my phone.
And I'm not even up there. I don't think I still see a. I still see my picture there.
It's like a 30 second delay here. Wow. Wow, she had me bluffed and all. That's so embarrassing.
Something going on there.
What's my your chat's getting slow?
Well, I had a crash, and then I came back, and I'm not my picture's showing up now on the computer over there, but I see my picture here on the device.
Yeah, well, see, one device will work a lot slower than the other, so.
No, but on the yeah, but I'm the main chat screen. I'm seeing my picture as opposed to the video.
Ah, okay.
Paul's
why
so
that is.
funny. I'm looking at the replay and I'm shaking the sign. It must be like a minute back on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ricky Dove, how you doing, my friend? Everybody, check out everybody's channels, and don't forget at 1 p.m. Mr. Crawley will be on and his drone. But I'll be getting off at 12:45 as usual. That's my time now every day, 12:45.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try this again. I'm just gonna go log out and log back in again.
Hey, Raj, I'm going to sign out as well here. I got some things that I got to get done.
No problem.
Thank you so much for inviting me in. This was a big day in my life, man. Thank you so much. I know it's a little thing to you guys, but it was huge for me, man. As Paul says, I have finally arrived.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled. So
I'm very happy to have you in. That's for sure.
Thank you guys so much.
Don't worry. Mike, there'll be more times also you'll be coming in.
Thank you.
Mike, it's been a pleasure. You've been marvelous on the channel. The time just flew. And don't forget, you got to join the Breakfast Club. You know what I mean?
I'll make sure I get me a cup. And Roger Price, it was nice meeting you as well, sir.
You too, buddy.
Okay. I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Put your name at the bottom of the list one more time so people can hit your channel up. Centroid. Thank you for posting that link, Centroid. Thank you. There we go. Mars. Okay. Ashley Ward. Ashley's the wife of Russell of Joining About NW Northwest. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button. Centroid must be at work. Dave, how you doing, Dave? Who's that? Okay. Talking in the background.
It's not me, is it?
I don't know. Is your page muted? Your YouTube page?
Oh yeah, I got headphones on, so there's no feedback coming from anything.
Okay.
But I'm not seeing myself. I'm not even seeing Paul on the main computer screen here. I'm seeing you on my device. I'm not seeing. I'm seeing just you on the other device on the computer.
Okay. Well, that's a big delay.
Wow.
Yep, Paul's here.
That's unusual. I haven't seen that happen before.
Very sunny and windy in Nova Scotia. Yeah, it's the same thing here. The wind's starting to pick up, and it is cold here. We're doing minus 22 Celsius right now, or minus 7 Fahrenheit. Dave's in Nova Scotia. And Nova Scotia is supposed to be getting some nasty weather coming this weekend or in a couple of days there.
Yeah, I tried reconnecting. That's my second attempt there now. It seems to be working just like it should on the iPad, which is my audio and video device.
Yeah.
But I look over on my computer, and actually all I'm seeing is you, but it did switch to Paul for a second. It's almost like I'm not even in there, and I followed your link, so I don't understand. Don't know. Anyway, it's probably a sign for me. I should probably go on my way for a little while and probably drop back later on. You folks all have a good day.
Okay, you have a good one there, Roger.
All right.
It's good talking with you. We'll see you down the road.
Yeah,
absolutely. Cheers.
Okay. Have a good one. You know, I almost went on live last night around 9:15.
Well, I was looking for you. I kind of thought you might.
Well, right after we got off of who was on last night? Last night was I was on Valve. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. When I got off of Valve, I went on Pusas for about 5 minutes to say hi, everybody. Then I was there. Should I go on or shouldn't I? Then I says, no, I think I'll look at a movie. So I decided to look at a movie.
Well, the thing about it is, I go over to Pusas regularly, and I always type in hello or whatever, how you doing, and it's just like my comments there for 1 second, and it goes.
That's it. Drone Miller, I am late, sick as a dog, damn cold. Oh, suck. Okay, sorry to hear that, Drone Miller. I hope he gets better soon.
It just picked up snowing again here, Roger.
Okay, Centroid, I'll send you the link. Won't be long.
What's Kim doing upstairs today?
He's on his computer. He's right there. Furball Kim.
Yeah, I know he is, but is he still working? Is he working tinkering on the drones or what?
I don't know. I really don't know. Because when he gets up, I'm on the computer and he goes straight upstairs, so I don't know what's going on. Mark. Link. And link. Paste. And there it goes. Okay, Mark, I just sent you the link.
Roger, I'm going to be listening, but I'm going to go over and see how my delivery's coming.
Okay, no problem. He just finished repairing the 2 holy stones. Yeah, that's what he got yesterday in the mail. Yeah. Yeah, he got 2 of them yesterday in the mail there, so he was fixing them up. Welcome back, Roland. Turtle Creativity, how you doing? Blizzard FPV is in the house. I don't know why Blizzard. I'm always trying to say Blizzard Ox. I don't know why, but Blizzard is in the house. Yep, everybody check out everybody's channels. Make sure you got them supported. $17 degrees and yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Roger. How's it going? Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I only have a few more minutes before the students come back after lunch, so I figured I'd pop in.
Okay, cool.
I figured it was safe now that Philly Drone Life left.
Boy, did you catch any of the excitement when he first met Val for the first time?
A little bit, yes. A little
bit. He's got a lot of pep. He's got a lot of pep, though. I'm very happy for him.
So I just wanted to share with you. I got my new graphics card.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there's a little problem.
Uh-oh.
Nobody, including myself, so I can't blame anybody. Nobody's fault. It just happens. Turns out my graphics card needs more power.
Oh no.
So I had to buy a power source. I had to upgrade my power source.
Power supply, yeah.
Yeah, it needs at least 850 watts, and I had 400 watts.
Oh, man. Oh.
So I feel like I'm chasing my tail with this tech demon I got going on here.
Yeah, that must have set you back in there. What, $75? That?
Yeah, I think it was 85. It came close to 100 with shipping. So it is what it is. So now my computer's in pieces, and I'm waiting on my power supply.
Sorry to hear that.
It is what it is. You know, it's technology. You can't keep up with it.
Just hoping you don't have to change your motherboard after this.
I shouldn't have to. Doing my research, I did this one on my own. you can put in as big a power supply as you want. Your motherboard will only take what it needs, so it's not going to harm the motherboard by upping the wattage.
Okay, good.
I was concerned about that, but being the noob when it comes to technology, I did a lot of research before I went and bought because yeah, I didn't want to burn my motherboard out. I was concerned about that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I won't be live streaming for a while.
Serious? Yeah.
It is what it is.
You have a small laptop?
Yeah, I'm working off my personal laptop, and I'm using my phone as a hotspot. I can't get YouTube through school; they ban it.
Okay.
So,
okay.
So they don't. I mean, I can. What I'm doing is not wrong. It's just I have to use my own personal equipment. They won't let that stuff pass through their servers.
Okay, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Wint James, how you doing? Is this the group where the verse flat? Wint James, I just supported your channel. I just gave you a wrench. And here are the 3 rules: no foul language, no politics, no racist remarks, and all is good.
It's funny. Funny he mentions that. I don't know how long Steve's going to be able to do his conspiracy stream anymore. Apparently, they're going after conspiracy channels. Is that true?
I told you that before. I told you that guy's about what, a month ago, 2 months ago, but.
Yeah, but I mean, it was. Yeah, you're right. But I think they're finally going to come through with it. So, yeah. I mean, problem is his isn't so much supporting conspiracy streams. If anything, it's looking at them carefully and deciding credibility. So, but their algorithm's not going to differentiate.
Yeah, that's it.
So he's got to be careful.
Yeah. Newfound Drones, Bill, how you doing? Good morning. Yeah. So yeah, their YouTube's is getting to be a little bit nasty. So
yeah, so much for freedom of speech, huh?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I mean, I understand you got to be careful, and I get going after the predators for safety of children and stuff. Totally agree with that, but they just got to make sure that their algorithm discriminates between those things and people who have decent content.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I'm not doing.
Don't you think that's part of the key? Is it puts on the person to have to think for a minute. Is this acceptable, decent content?
Yep. Yeah.
But I say, like I was supposed to do giveaways and all that, I'm going to wait a little bit, let it all cool down. Then,
yeah. What's up with the giveaways? Why were they? Is that because they think you're trying to bribe people to subscribe to you? That it's not.
That's what's mainly the thing there. Yeah, that's mainly it.
Isn't it right? Isn't it, Roger? Almost a natural progression that maybe we don't like, but it's like people go on there and begging for people to subscribe to them, and all of a sudden their channel goes from 500 to 1,000 in a couple of days.
That also they're attacking those channels, the sub for sub ones. They're gonna YouTube's going after them too. So which I find
it seems like Well, guys, gotta go. I'll talk to you later.
Back to work. Good luck.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
So try and get your computer working fast as you can there, Century.
Roger, I gotta go pull some brats. Be right back.
Okay. I'm fine, mate. I just finished up my job tomorrow. I'll start a new one on Monday. Looking forward to rolling. Okay. Everybody check out everybody's channels. Ralph's Trucking and More. How you doing? Ricky Dove. Petro. Wait a minute. Pet Rocket Media. Good day, good day. Hadley's. Any channel that has suspicious sub jumps are investigated. Yep, that's it. Mike Sarini, everybody check out Mike Sarini's channel. Very good channel, guys. Check him out. Wint James is new in the house. He's new in the community. Check out his channel, everybody. Wint James, as you know, this is the Hobbyist Drone channel. So, and I noticed you have a couple of videos that are in there too. I think that have drones in them. I hit 850 last 5 times. Yeah, they're doing that to a lot of people. Yeah. Ralph checking more. I'm always in a situation as well. I get 10 and lose 11. Yeah. Everybody's happening to everybody, Pet Rock. Yeah. And no count movement. Yeah. Oh, that's a good job there, Jagger Scott, for sure, for sure. Everybody, don't forget, I'm closing down at 12:45. Wint James, I'm on 7 mornings a week and on Saturday nights. So I'm at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I lost a lot of people this week too there, and I got some back last night. So okay, Chris and Sam, have a good one. Michael Grooms at 407. Yep, we have a very good community in here, Win James. You won't be disappointed. If you need any help with any drones or anything, these guys in here will help you out. Start Cup. I was using Chrome. Google's thing is could not upload my file. Went to Internet Explorer for the 5 minutes fixing and publish. Oh, that's cool there, Star Cup. Okay, Val. Yeah. No problem there, Hadley. Yeah. No problem at all. Yeah, Kelly won't be long there. Kim's gonna answer the phone. Okay. Yeah, Mars. Kelly's not doing any more YouTube for now. Yeah. Hey, Sly Dad, how you doing? Nice to see you, my friend. Here for the last 20 minutes of the stream. There you go. Yeah, Kelly's channel's been taken down. JDS Quads took his channel down. So he took all his videos out and everything. Yeah. Oh, it's lunchtime, it looks like, Paul.
Brat's hot off the grill.
Cool. Ian, the Flying Gremlin, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, so JDS Quads, he phoned me the other night and told me he took it on his channel completely. Yeah, and I checked that out and he's not on there anymore. So he's not going to do YouTube anymore. Because YouTube's fooling around too much there, so he got fed up with it. Which I don't blame him. But it's too bad. Yeah, it's too bad. He worked really hard on his channel too. Yeah.
Eon, Heidi High, people.
A lot of people are changing platforms. Yeah. Yeah, but JDS told me he's not coming back on. Yeah. Yeah, Slide Dad. Kelly's okay. It's just that something happened and she had to take her channel. Well, she decided to take her channel down. Yeah. Yeah, Mars, I know. I know what you mean. All that editing and all that filming he did and all of his flight videos and everything. I thought he'd keep it in private or something, you know, so he could put it back on in case it comes back on, but he took everything out apparently. Yeah, you look at this stuff as a habit now, not as a hobby. I think I know what you mean there, Hadley. Yeah.
Well, let's hope that he just changed it over and didn't tell you, Roger, that he did just mark everything private on YouTube, and so it's still there.
Yeah, I know. Guys, see, he's getting backed up by Banggood to do reviews and all that. You got lots of stuff shipped to him, and
you know, the other interesting thing that was on with Raj that was on here earlier, that he or was it you said that if you mark everything at first private, it'll tell you whether or not it's protected, right?
yeah, that's for the music. Yeah, that's for the music. That's what Drone Pool does. He puts everything in private. After he puts his music on, he puts it in private. Then it tells him in 10 minutes if it's copyright music or what. And he doesn't get a strike then. It's just warning him it's copyrighted. So he'll
So
just
you can go back and delete it and change it or whatever.
Yeah. It's cold in Winnipeg today, Hash Info. Well, it's doing minus 22 Celsius here this morning, right now, minus 7 Fahrenheit. This morning it was minus 31 Celsius, minus 22 Fahrenheit. Got snow coming into the East Coast. Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to miss us, Hash Info. I saw that on the news last night. The storm's going to miss us this time. Yay! Yeah, it's going to go like this. It's going like in a V shape. It's taking different sides.
Well, Roger, we must be in the crotch because I'm getting it.
Mm-hmm. You're getting snow down there? Yeah?
Yeah, it's snowing again.
Yeah, it's it there, Hadley. Yeah. Yeah, Hash Info. The other day I went to the post office saying it's all country road going down there. Man, it was pure ice, a sheet of ice. The snow banks were higher than my truck. That's how much snow we got here in the past couple of days. Okay, Roland. Yeah. Well, you're lucky there, Ian. That's nice weather down there, that's for sure. Flying gremlin. The snow's cleared up in the desert. Starcop's asking Paul, did FedEx get there yet? I guess not.
I'm watching for him.
I'm sure he wouldn't be eating if it did. He'd be opening his box up.
Yeah, when I checked on it, Roger, it says out for delivery. So
yeah. Roosevelt made it to California. Thanks everyone for the help. Hey, good. Nice to hear that, Chris. So thank you for letting us, giving us an update. Yeah, we got roads higher than our trucks last week. It started. Okay. Yeah, it's scary weather, that's for sure. Philly Drone Life's in the house. Everybody check out Philly Drone Life. Check out his channel. Hit him up. He's only missing about 4 people now before hitting the 700 mark. Philly Drone Life. He's missing like 5 people before, so I'll check out your numbers. Yeah, he's missing 5 people. Hit 700.
Mike is back.
Yeah. It's the warmest February on record there, Jagger Scott. And we're not finished winter yet, because here in March there, we usually get lots of snowstorms too in March. Oh, no problem there, Philly Drone. Yeah, the melting of all the snow is what's going to be going scary. Yeah. We got more snow this year than last year. That's for sure. For sure.
Philly, just so you know, if you wanted to come back for the last 5 to 7 minutes of the show and say hello to your friends, that link still works. You can just use that.
Yeah. I know this afternoon I got to go to the post office again, but I'm not going by that back road. No way. No way.
Hey, Roger, I always wondered, with that much snow and the side of your roads out there, if somebody were to go off the road into what is the snowy ditch, they may not be found.
Well, the snowbanks are so high right now, the car will just sit on the snowbank. And
okay,
man, the snowbanks are higher than my truck. So
now are they pretty hard underneath? Are they? So it's not like you just powder. Okay,
yeah, pretty hard. So, well, I'm not going by that road today. That's for sure. I'm taking the. I live right beside the 55. The 55 is it's a main auto route here. I live right beside it. I leave here in 30 seconds. I'm on it. Welcome back.
Yeah. Well, hello. I'm back.
That's how it works, my friend.
Oh my God, that's too easy, dude. That is way too easy. The technology blows me away, man. That is just way too easy. It's just like you hit one button and you guys are in my living room again. It's almost scary, you know? I gotta cover the computer. Like when I leave, I'm putting a blanket over the freaking thing. I don't trust you, man. You might be watching me tonight.
Well, maybe Val will be watching.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. I take the blanket off then. As soon as I go on, the phone starts ringing. It's like, oh man. Jesus God. All right. Yeah, hey, put the time in. Might as well close with you, right, Roger?
Yeah, that's it. I get off in 10 minutes, 11 minutes. So
yeah,
exactly.
And a lot of your friends were commenting. They asked where you were, and so now it works out. So you can come back and say hi.
Hello, friends. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, I got to start learning how to look at the chats when I'm on these things. I just totally forget about the chats. Totally.
Yeah. Well, when you're new at this, like me too, when I started the chats, I wasn't looking at. Then after I started learning how to go at.
You're very good at it, Roger. You always stay tuned. You do a fantastic job. God bless you.
Well, thank you. But when you get about 4 or 5 people on the panel and everybody's talking, I can't get into the chat, so I type it in. So there's no problem.
Yeah. Roger is so even keeled and such a wonderful host. You never see him get frustrated. The only time I've seen Roger get frustrated is if something doesn't go wrong on the keyboard or the computer.
Yeah.
Now,
Roxy.
Is there a way to pull up the chats on the same screen, or do you have to look through another device?
Well, what you got 2 computers working at the same time, or what?
Yeah, well, I do have 2 of them and 2 screens, but right now what I'm doing is looking at my phone for the chats, and then with you guys on the computer.
What I have is, of course, I'm on a big screen here. I have like 2/3 of it is the Google Hangouts. And then behind it running is the YouTube channel, that shows the chat on the side.
I'm so
that Google Hangouts covers up what you would normally see, and then the chat is on the side.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you. I'm sorry.
It's like Roland said. You can also pop out chat.
Yep, you can pop it out, but that takes a little practice. But yes, you can. There's Roxy.
Mm-hmm. She decided to come on.
She is such a precious pup.
Mm-hmm. She's getting to be an expensive pup. Yeah. Going to the vets often.
If you got it now, Mike?
Yeah, I got it now. I'm a pro. Wow, look at this.
There you go.
Look at this. This is something.
And so what I usually do is I usually leave Google Hangouts in that configuration. So every time I go, it pops up over there on the 2/3.
God, that's exactly what I did. I threw half the screen to you guys. The other half, I opened up a new screen and opened up YouTube. And there you go. I could see the chats.
Yeah,
you can see the delay right there. I've been using, what I was doing is using my phone and looking down, but there's same difference. So, and I also have another computer right beside this one. That's my gaming computer. This is actually a Lenovo all-in-one. And then I have a really high-end computer here, the 1080, all that fun stuff. But I don't have it turned on or anything. But this does it all. So this is cool.
Sure.
Cool. Thank you so much for that.
No problem. I had to learn too. Everybody had to talk me through it.
No, same thing here too. I had to learn too. We all do the same thing.
It's funny because when you see it, from an outsider looking in, everybody looks, it's so daunting and it's so overwhelming. And it's almost, you're afraid to join in because people know so much. And then you find out they know as much as you and everybody's learning. Amazing.
Yeah. We all had to go through the same process. So, you know.
Yep, exactly.
Like my granddaughter is probably born with that in her head. She probably know how to do it right away. And she's only 4 or 5 years old.
Tell me about it, Roger.
She goes on YouTube to look at us, and like she gets up in the morning. Well, she gets up in the morning when she doesn't go to what do you call it, daycare. She's sitting at the table looking at me, her grandpa on YouTube.
Yeah.
She just opens up her cell phone, tick. She's 5 years old.
Yep.
And she goes right onto my channel.
So now, why can't I see the Canadian hub? I see he's blacked out. Is that something I did, or is that you did it, Roger?
Well, at the bottom of the screen, if we black out, that's because I'm talking. You should be seeing me on the screen right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, you're the guy petting the dog.
Yeah, that's Roxy.
It's Roxy. Yeah.
That's Roxy. Gotcha.
Oh, Roxy is the heart and soul of the Canadian Drone Hub.
Gotcha. Look at her, man.
She's got her own camera. He can switch it.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, because I was saying, where's Roger? And I'm just petting the dog. You threw me for a loop there. Oh, she's beautiful.
I know what you mean. You want your computer back. I still got my old computer sitting here on the floor. And I got my printer hooked up to it because my printer's not compatible with my new computer. So now I got to buy a new bloody printer.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So right now I got a big, gigantic fax machine, computer, everything here. With my old computer.
Yeah, that's next month. We'll do the whole printer joining thing next month. Right now, one thing at a time, or else I'll die. It's a lot, man. The brain can only handle so much.
Yeah.
Oh, Roxy.
Oh, that's cool there, Starcop. Glad you see you got more supporters.
What a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
How much does she weigh, Roger?
105 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's all 105 pounds of love.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I'm glad
now
she
Roger
doesn't
switched the camera back.
Yeah, there you go. Now I see Roger.
Yeah.
I had a dog, guys. Name, I won't mention his name, but it makes me cry every time I say his name. But I had this animal for 18 years.
Yeah.
And I cried for an animal for 13 years. Finally got the dog when I was a teenager. And this dog was, oh my God, he was my best friend for 18 years. He refused to die. He just would not die. It got to the point where he was falling down the steps. He just wouldn't quit. And so I finally had to put him to sleep. And man, I still think about it to this day. And I haven't gotten another animal.
Yeah.
Still
Well, you'll see him again, Mike. You'll see him again.
Yeah. Beautiful. And he's just a little guy.
Yeah.
But
she wanted me to black lab. She's been operated on a long time ago, so no.
Yeah, they're beautiful things. Like Paul said, they're your best friends. I mean, you could kick them. They love you. They just still come up and they know when you're hurting the whole bit, man. They can sense everything. It's amazing, amazing relationship.
Yeah. And they will come to you when they know that you're in distress.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm going to tell you a good one, though. That we had another dog before her and had to put him down because she broke her back. Oh. And it took us about a month before going and getting another dog because I was always working and Kim was alone at home. Right. You know, so went and got her. So we started taking pictures of her all the time when she was small. There's one picture in there. She's sitting pretty, but then you got a big bloody orb right beside her.
Get it.
Yeah, a big orb right beside her.
Yeah, she had company.
Yeah. That gave me still giving me cold chills talking about it.
Yeah, I believe in that stuff. I absolutely believe in that stuff.
Yeah.
But she turned out to be one hell of a good dog, and
yeah, their spirits are so strong. I mean, up until when just talking about my dog now, I wouldn't be surprised if tonight or tomorrow I have a dream of them.
Oh,
and it's almost as if they still come to you. I can remember leaning over in bed, petting him, actually petting it, and I'm telling you, it was only a dream. But in the dream, I felt the hair, I smelt it, the whole bit. And then I woke up, and it brings me to tears, you know. But that goes to show you what strong energy that they bring. So perfect, so perfect.
Yeah,
perfect love.
Okay, Mr. Crawley says, don't forget he's on at 1 p.m., guys. So don't forget 1 p.m., Mr. Crawley.
I think Mr. Crowley's also reminding us that we better get our butts off her before 1 p.m.
Yeah, I think that's what that was. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Jagger Scott was saying something. Just got to go up in the chat a little bit. Where the hell is it? Okay, Jagger. His dog is called Jagger. Has a picture of Roxy in his kennel.
Yeah.
And Joe Miller has a beagle.
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of betting Roger is that Mike is going to have a picture framed on the wall behind him of Val before we come back on the next time.
Dude, there's something about her. I mean, you joke around, but you got to understand, like, you know, I've been watching you guys for a couple of years now. So Val has always been popping in and out. So to me, Val is this big, you know, she's just a person on TV. That's all she is.
But Val is just as sweet in person, isn't she, Roger, as she is right here?
Yeah. Roland starting to do his dog walks again and is filming his dog again pretty soon because springtime's there now. Hadley says, I believe all dogs have their family picked. Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
That is true.
Mr. Crowley, we didn't insinuate anything.
18 years is a long time, yeah. My other dog before the other one I had for 16 years. Yeah. She had dementia, so we had to put her down too.
I just can't imagine a world without our pets, our animals, our four-legged family members. You know?
Yeah. Our dog Roxy's a pit bull also, but she's there.
Did you get them as puppies, Roger? Or did you?
Yeah. She was about 6 weeks old.
That's what breaks my heart. Like, I know I want another dog, but I don't know whether, I mean, I can, the perfect thing is to buy it from a puppy and raise it. But then you see so many of these animals that don't have homes, you know, and you want to save them all, you know, and so it's, you know, what do? Do you be selfish and go get a newborn, or do you save an animal? Yeah. And that's what's been holding me up.
Now here, it's so hard. If we ever decide to move, and we got a dog, it's so hard to find a place to move to, a house that they'll accept dogs. They'll choose you right away at the door. No dogs, no pets.
Really?
Yeah. And they're allowed to do that.
Just such a
and you know, it's almost got to a point. If they see you got kids, they almost refuse to rent you a house.
Wow.
That's how bad it's gotten here. But
yeah, that is bad.
yeah. I used to have 3 dogs before. I had Roxy, I had a pug, and I had a Jack Russell.
Wow.
My landlord says, "Okay, Roger, you're allowed 1 dog, not 3."
Oh, what do you do? Which one do you keep?
I found a big family for the other 2. I found a very good family.
Oh, look at this.
They're still alive and kicking very good. So
awesome.
Yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
You're just such a good girl. Get
Those
your
are
mom.
those in the house.
Get you are.
There's Mia.
You are. That's Mia. Yes, you're such a good girl.
Look at that. Oh, that's so beautiful, man. Look at that. That's just something. And
She rescued me about 2 years ago. She was a rescue.
there you go.
Yeah.
I like that. She rescued you. That is so true. So true.
Hattie says, I fostered many before I adopted another one. I believe that every dog needs a human. Yeah, true too.
And don't forget, everybody, you got to join the Breakfast Club. You know, you gotta go to Teespring, is it, Roger? What's that address again?
Yeah, I'll be putting it up.
And get your all your goodies from there for Roger. He's not making any money out of it, but we're just showing the love. We show the love.
Why do I got a feeling that cup is about $59?
No.
Oh no. It's about $9, $12.
Oh,
yeah.
You ain't making nothing out of it. Shit.
No. I'm making 30 cents out of it.
Oh, Raj.
Yeah. Like I said, I put everything down. All the prices went down very low to help get people to be able to afford them.
Good. Oh, that's awesome.
Here's the link. I'll be posting it there. The other link was a GoFundMe for Roosevelt, Fly Natural. Well, that was a GoFundMe for him.
Thanks, Mars. Mia's my girl.
Maximus FPV, how you doing? Good day, good day. Yeah, Maximus, we're about ready to get off here. I'm sorry you came in late.
What? Here's the other sign I hold up, Mike, right here.
Tuesday,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
all day long. That's about right. Yeah.
Well, I almost went on last night, but I didn't. So.
Yeah, if you'd have gone on last night, that would have been 3 different shows yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh man, hey, if it's fun, you keep doing it. As long as it stays fun, keep doing it. If it ain't fun, stop doing it.
And everybody that's come in late, make sure you hit the like button. I know lots of times people forget to hit the like button, but you hit the like button.
Yeah, you do. Isn't it something? You absolutely do. I do all the time.
Everybody, don't forget, Mr. Crawley's on at 1 p.m. Yeah, if you want, just do it. Yeah, I know. Because I got up at yesterday. I went for my blood test yesterday morning, so I got up at 5:30 in the morning, and I was a little bit tired last night. Even though if I did have my grandpa nap, I was still tired.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, you were on yesterday till what? 1 or 2 or 2 or 2 o'clock?
No, I was on. Well, I was on till 1, I think. 1:30.
I thought it was a little later, but anyway. And then you went on Val's Life from 7 to 9:15.
Yeah.
And then you thought about maybe going on about 9:30 and didn't do it.
Yeah. So I looked at the movie.
That makes for a long day.
Yeah.
And then in the meantime, Roger is the kind of guy, he goes around to everybody's channel and at least goes in there and says hello from Canadian.
Yeah. I went on Christmas last night. I said hello. Oh yeah, and I went on the Misfits last night, or the UDFA last night.
Yeah.
UFDA last night. And I said hello there. You wanted me to go on their live stream too last night. But I was too bloody tired.
Yeah.
I left.
God bless you, man. That's cool. That's cool.
Roger is the ultimate ambassador of YouTube Live.
Yes, he is. Yeah, at least from the drone community anyway. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. God, I would think you would have more subscribers. 2,000. My God, I would think you would have 10,000.
Oh, well, I'm sort of picky.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, Roger doesn't want any people,
like
and I
there.
wouldn't either, that are confrontational. They're looking to argue, looking to always start issues. I think it's like when you join Roger, it's as if he was inviting you into his home. It's not like he's inviting you into a bar for a brawl.
See,
Right.
like,
That's exactly the way I felt.
see, it's like have these famous says like fake subs are no good. That's true. That's
Yeah.
why I watch who comes on and I check their channel out and I see if they're going to be good or not. And, you know, okay, we're a diverse channel here. We got some guys that do cooking, we got fishing, we got camping, we got motorcycles, we got everything in here. Trucks, cars, drones. It's a good mix.
But they're all real people.
Yeah, that's it. They're not just like, oh, can you sub me? I'll sub you back and buy. You know, no. So that's what I'd watch out for.
Jagger Scott says that if it weren't for Kim, he'd had 10,000 subscriptions.
Yes, they are, Jagger Scott. There's type of dogs, yeah. You're gonna need to flush your channel. I did that. I think I took out about 175 people off my channel. I did that about 4 months ago. I made a hell of a cleanup in there. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're gonna start preparing to close down. I'm gonna start saying goodbye to everybody. Don't forget,
Mike, I'm going to say goodbye to you, Mike, and it was a pleasure. I'm glad you're on, and see you down the road. I guess Mike already left.
Wow. Okay, Mike, have a good day. Paul, you too have a good day.
Roger, thank you, my friend. It's always a pleasure to be here to support you. Bye-bye.
So, take care, Paul. Everybody in the chat, have a good one. Wild woman. Yeah, there you go, Ian. I'm going to wish a good day to everybody. Everybody check out Mr. Crawley and his drones. Yep. I'm planning on having a good day today. I got to go out to the post office again. I got to mail some insurance papers, so I'm taking the highway. I'm not taking a plate country road, that's for sure. Okay, everybody. You have a good one. Take care. Be safe. And if you fly safely.
Sorry about that, guys. I think I'm back now. Oh, I'm actually very proud of myself. I got myself back all by myself. I did. For you.
I'm just starting to say goodbye to everybody in the chat. You stay on with me for a minute or two there, Phil. Don't go away right away.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. So take care. You all guys have a good one and fly safe.
See you later, guys.
Bye, everybody.